entire life.
We've had some pretty big learnings here.
We get to the bottom of the questions that people want answers to here on this show. And all my life I've wondered, why is it Hardee's one place and Carl's Jr. in another? What's the dividing line? I know some people have...
You're not alone.
I know some people ponder more weighty questions than that. But that's the sort of question I ponder. Why is it Hardee's in one spot and Carl's Jr. in another? Well, I, of course, said it out loud during the break, and our boy here, Bart, gets to the bottom of it. What's the story, Bart?
You're so excited.
I am.
That's awesome.
So, Carl's Jr. is the elder company. It was founded on the back end of a Carl's
on the back of a pickup.
A Carl's drive-in restaurant. That's why this is Carl's Jr.
Ah, well, that explains everything.
Yeah.
And
it's like the son of the drive-through restaurant.
Yeah, and so Carl's Jr. started. That was on the West Coast in California. And then Hardee's opened on the East Coast. In 1997, Carl's acquired Hardee's for a paltry $327 million. And there is a dividing line.
Well, why is there a Carl's Jr. in Tulsa?
Because Oklahoma is Carl's country.
That's what everybody wants to know.
Oklahoma's Carl's country. The dividing line is more of a diagonal across the United States. Montana, Wyoming, the Dakotas, Kansas, down to Arkansas, Louisiana. That's Hardee's country, and east is Hardee's country.
Okay.
West of that is Carl's Jr. territory.
I'm not the only one who's wondered.
The Chuck and Bo Show on demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Catch up on all 3 hours with the podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Well, right now, Chuck, anybody can go. Like the whole world.
I know.
If you're a college football player, you're up for grabs if you want to be.
It's almost like sometimes you get online, let me see how much my car's worth. I mean, some of these players, it's like, let me see what I'm worth out there on that open market.
When you do that, you're going to start getting hammered with texts. Never do that with your health insurance or how much your vehicle.
That's what happens when you enter the transfer portal.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night, love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
5 seconds, 4 seconds, it is over. Amir Brown dribbles it out, and Arkansas has won the ball game. The Razorbacks put away Vanderbilt early, and they cruised late. 93-68, the final score.
That was a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to be at, and man, Bud Walton made you feel like if you were in that building last night, really, is there any better place to play in the country? I know there are exceptional arenas all over college basketball, some of them in the SEC, but I always say when Bud Walton is popping, it is as good or better than anywhere. And where else would you rather be? And on a Tuesday night at 8 o'clock, I was thinking to myself, wow, this is a Tuesday night in Fayetteville, the day after a holiday. Kids have school tomorrow. Parents have to drive around. You know, you got other things to do. But when there's a big game at Bud Walton, you feel it. And you felt it last night, and Vanderbilt just walked into a buzzsaw. 93-68, the Hogs roll. Chuck will be in here in a few. Recovering from the flu, we got to give Chuck like some sort of, I don't know, Purple Heart might be a little much, but maybe we can just get him something that he could wear as a medallion of perseverance through travel, the flu, masks, IVs, whatever it takes. I mean, the timing of the last weekend was not great for the Chuck and Bo Show. Poor Chuck comes down with the flu, really hits him hard on Sunday. I'm in the middle of chaos in Miami, working the Inside the College Football Playoff Series. The final episode comes out this week. There's nothing I can do. By the way, I feel like I was in Miami for 2.5 weeks. I think I was there 2.5 days. But I got there Saturday morning at 11 a.m., and it did not stop. I mean, that place is already nuts. And then Trump was coming to the game. And, I mean, just to get to the game and make sure you're good with all the guys and all the gear and all the stuff, I think I got to the game at 1 o'clock local time, and it started at 7:30.
Jeez.
And so then I got on a flight yesterday planning to hopefully, like, join you guys for a few minutes. No chance. I'm on the plane by the time you're on the air. Had to sprint to the gate in Atlanta to make it. Got a smooth 45 hours of sleep the night before.
45 hours?
45 minutes.
I was about to say,
I'm
you're
just
well
going to
rested.
tell you, honestly, for 2 or 3 days now, things have been coming out of my mouth that aren't matching my brain.
Oh,
so
that's great for radio.
It could be awesome.
Yeah.
It could be an FCC violation. It could be the last day you hear from me on the show. I don't know, but it's been a whirlwind for me personally, and then for Chuck, and he caught in the game was late last night, and he'll be in here in a segment. But we said, hey, why don't you just take 15 minutes to collect yourself? Just get yourself, collective self together. But I'm going to tell you guys, I was watching the show on the plane yesterday for about the first hour. And you guys are awesome.
Well, that's,
I say
kind.
that every time I'm not here. I'm like, why do I come back?
That's kind.
Why don't I just do the other things and just let you guys do the show with Chuck? And we got a lot to get into today. But last night was great. And Cal's postgame was, if you miss these postgames and if you miss Cal when he's doing his radio show at Sassy's, I mean, you're just missing a guy who, I told Cal this the other day, like, he does such a great job of informing you what's happening in his program, like what he's really thinking. Like, I know every coach, once they've been somewhere for a long time, you get as a fan, I've heard this before, and that's every coach. But with Cal, I'm entertained by him. And I quit going to press conferences a long time ago because they're just boring. Give me the sound bites that come out later. Every press conference just about in major college athletics is available publicly now. You can go watch it later. But I'm listening to Cal. I went to the game last night. So I already had plans to go to the game. Now, I'm telling you, I was on 45 minutes of sleep. I got off the plane. I mean, I don't know how much I neglected yesterday, but I had to sleep. And it was like 2.5 hours, maybe 3. And I don't know the last time I took a 3-hour nap in the middle of the day. I can take like a 20, 30-minute nap. And you say, how do you do that? Well, I didn't know how to do that until I started doing this show either. But I figured that out. And this whole 3.5 hour deal, like, you get up and you're not even sure what to do next.
You don't know what
you don't
planet
have a
you're on.
routine. You don't know. You know what I mean? It's like, do I drink coffee? Do I have a Coke Zero? Or what do I do? So, I got some things figured out because I hadn't been home for a few days. And then Kara and I went to the game with some friends. And I walked in, I got in there at tip-off, didn't get to the seats till, a little after tip-off. And I was like, holy crap, I'm back in Miami, like the national championship game. I mean, it was awesome. I mean, what a crowd. What an environment. And I sat in seats that I haven't sat in before, thanks to our good friend Clay Maxey. And I was like, this is like, when you sit in different areas of Bud Walton, you just feel like you have a totally different view of the arena. I would tell people, if you've been sitting in the same seats forever,
you notice different things.
Go just walk around the arena. I know you can't just stand up in the middle of different sections of the arena, but like walk around the concourse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just check it out. It just struck me for whatever reason last night. I've been in there for huge games and one of the loudest places I've ever been in for certain wins. But that angle, and it was sort of an angle behind the bench, like just off the baseline of the visiting team. And I was like, man, this place is so intimidating to play in. I mean, it is, and it's so awesome when you have it going. And Arkansas, their largest margin of victory over a ranked team since 2007. They beat 17th ranked Vanderbilt 93-68. And the biggest part of this win is coming off that loss to Georgia. But Chuck and Z talked about it because, again, I was in Miami when the Georgia game was happening. So I'm listening to Z and Chuck on the app. And they're talking about how Georgia, had just coming off. We saw the Auburn game. Arkansas play. Auburn was coming off 2 tough losses. I think Georgia had just come off a difficult loss before they played Arkansas, if I'm remembering correctly.
They lost at the buzzer to Auburn before our game, right?
No, that Auburn hit a buzzer beater to send that game to overtime, and Georgia beat them in overtime.
That's right.
But Georgia had lost a game before that. And Chuck and Z were talking about how Arkansas has 2 games home this week, and that's a very dangerous place for anybody. And that's the way this league's going to be. So when you go to on the road and you're playing a team that just lost, especially on a Saturday, that's tough. What felt like a Saturday at Bud Walton last night, and Arkansas looked like a completely different team than when they played Georgia.
We had a couple games that I'm disappointed about. I wish we'd have played better. And Georgia, we fought to get back in the game. Had no business being 68 or 70, whatever. So let's remember we played that game too. Then you say, well, which team are you? I don't know. I like this team and the team that played South Carolina that passed the ball.
That was awesome. 25 assists last night. We'll get into a bunch of things that Cal said because he was great after the game, and that I don't know clip will live in infamy or in perpetuity here on the Chuck and Bo Show. Have you already pulled it for a drop?
I will. I pulled a different one for a drop.
Would you? Oh yeah,
funny.
Yeah. You did pull a different one for a drop. It's this one right here. This is Cal just being Cal talking about something else.
But we got it. Executive decision.
The first part of that was like Lou Holtz, the clip that we play for Lou Holtz all the time, and then he cleaned it up.
With executive decision.
English right there at the end. They mixed the starting lineup last night. I don't know if you've been talking to Cal, if he heard from you, Bart, but again, I listened to the show yesterday on the plane for a while, or watched it on YouTube, and some of these planes you get on now, you can there's a screen and you can just watch YouTube. And I found the Chuck and Bo Show.
How about that?
Yeah, and
worldwide.
I looked around me, and the whole plane was
nationwide.
Watching. Yeah, the whole plane.
Wow.
Even Miami, they must know a lot about us. Yeah. I don't often fly Delta, but big fans of the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey,
not my airline, but it was my airline yesterday, and I was like, yeah, that's the show I'm on. They're like, yeah, right. What we see is a cardboard cutout of a guy that's also right next to him. Is that the same guy live?
Yeah, that's the joke.
But you were talking yesterday. What was that stat you gave yesterday? In this, I think it was in the first hour of the show about the lineup efficiency. I don't remember all the stats, but one lineup that Arkansas has played. And you guys talked about how numbers aren't everything, and there's a lot that goes into that.
Right.
But I did find that interesting, and it looked like they played that a lot last night.
Yeah, so it's the lineup of Darius Acuff, Malik Thomas, Billy Richmond, Trevin Brazil, Nick Pringle. It's the second most efficient lineup in the SEC. And then you have a couple other variations that are also among the top 15 or so lineups in the SEC, where it's Acuff, Thomas, Knox, Brazil, Ewan, and then Acuff, Thomas, Richmond, Brazil, Ewan. Those are your guys right there, as far as I'm concerned. Like those are the guys who are going to win you basketball games in conference play this year. They get after it. They got after it from the jump last night defensively. And the reason having Malik Thomas in there is important is because even for a freshman, he's a pretty good perimeter defender. Nick Pringle is a good defensive presence on the inside. Billy Richmond he does everything at all times. And it's the most efficient defensive unit in the SEC. You got to rely on those guys. We've seen And I think Cal, giving Cal credit here, he's figured this stuff out. You know, he's been toying around with the lineups, been playing around with it.
You're giving Cal credit. I think he would give you credit.
I don't think so.
No, I mean, I think he has it. Like he knows that he's got it figured out. You're like, I'm giving him credit.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Bart has now figured it out.
Yeah. No, exactly. But I mean, that's what you get with the Hall of Fame coach, right? Like this is what he does. He plays around with the lineups, and then by about the halfway point of the year, he figures out who his guys are and who he's going to roll with. This group, you know, I was talking just a couple of games ago about how they were in the 70s in terms of defensive efficiency. They're in the 40s now. So they're figuring they're figuring some things out. It needs to keep coming down, but they're figuring it out.
Chuck's in here. We're gonna have our family reunion next. It feels like we've been apart for days. We've got to do it today. I don't know what's going to happen the rest of the week. I'm hearing if you don't purchase a snowmobile or a side-by-side, you might not be able to get around. So I mean, it's fear, it's ice, it's snow. It's a complete shutdown coming. I don't know. I heard 6 to 8 feet yesterday. Heard 6 to 8 feet of snow. Is that true?
I don't know. You need the Calipari.
Well, I don't have it pulled. I guess what I'm saying. Now I got to go find it. We'll hit it again. It's so good.
Let's remember we played that game too. Then you say, well, which team are you? I don't know.
You guys are part of my family. Everyone that listens to this show is just part of the Chuck and Bo family. We're building a community here.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Did you know Chevy of Fayetteville is the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas? That means nobody sells more cars, trucks, or SUVs than Chevy of Fayetteville. They've been a part of our community for over 25 years. They're supporters of our local schools and the Razorbacks. And they're the best after the sale. An award-winning service and parts department, a waiting area, complimentary loaners. So go see Chris Mark in Denver and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park.
Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more. They carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark, and members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home. Kids, there's never a good deal good enough with a bad person. Still a bad deal.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is proudly driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. We've been talking about them for a number of years. The truth is, they've been Northwest Arkansas's premier vehicle dealership for really as long as I can remember. There are lots of reasons for that. Starts with great brands: Honda, Acura, Chevy, Toyota. And then they've got the largest pre-owned selection that you're going to find anywhere. Trusted names. And they're all right here at the Fayetteville Auto Park. But what really separates them is what happens after the sale. You want to know your vehicle can be serviced by people you trust, right where you bought it. And that's exactly what you get at Fayetteville Auto Park. An award-winning service department and an award-winning collision center, all under one roof. It really is your one-stop automobile headquarters. They've been in business for 25 years. That's a long time. Built on trust, relationships, top-tier service. That's how you stay around as long as they have. The Fayetteville Auto Park. Drive with confidence.
Looking for the perfect light beer to kick off the new year? Flight by Yingling raises the bar for light beers. With just 95 calories, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of a Yingling, but it's a light beer. Grab a Flight at your favorite store or ask your bartender and take your beer game to new heights. It's perfect for the holidays or watching a game. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Alyssa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple.
If you enjoy fake AI-generated stories
I do.
And getting scammed on the internet, Facebook is for you.
That's what I like. That's what I want.
Yeah.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Huge. Every night we got the home court advantage. It's I think everybody could tell that we thrive off that. Every single time we do something, the crowd goes crazy. So it's like for the opposing team, it's kind of hard to just get in the flow of things when the offense and the opposing, like us, doing things right and the crowd's into it.
Arkansas really got it going on the defensive end early, and they just rolled. I mean, 93-68. They 58% from the field, 9 of 22, which is 41% from three. Outscored Vanderbilt 50-22 in the paint. And they only went to the free throw line 12 times. Normally this team goes to the line a lot, and they were still dominant, finding different ways to do it. Chuck had the call. Man, it's good to be back in the studio together.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
It's good to see you.
Last week.
You healthy?
Well, I mean,
feeling a little bit better.
I feel a lot better than I did. Yes, I feel strong.
I was thinking of Nolan yesterday. Actually, all weekend, Chuck.
Were you?
Yeah. Fatigue will make cowards of us all.
That's right.
And I was feeling that all weekend.
Well, you look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed now. You look great.
Yeah, really?
Well, I mean, you've been to Miami for a few days.
Jeez.
I mean, if you don't look good after a couple of days in Miami, it's not going to happen.
I aged 5 years, and I didn't.
It's where you find your youth at a place like that.
You know where I ate in Miami?
It's generally down a dark street late at night. That's where you'll find it.
Yeah. I've had those trips too.
Yeah.
This was not one of those trips.
I found my youth down that long street one night, right there at the end. There it was.
Lucky to be alive. Lucky to be alive.
Great to be here.
This trip was different. Just to give you an idea of all the fancy restaurants and all the fine dining I had, Five Guys is what we had for dinner one night.
Yeah, that's a staple.
I mean, it was.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong.
Well,
with
I'm
that.
just saying you're in Miami,
Yeah,
and you
sure.
think, oh, hey, go have a great time, and people have. And I'm not complaining. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like you go to. I'm going to the game to hang out,
Right.
and I don't want to see Miami for a while. Like, I drove all over Miami, guys. Not that anybody cares, but I'll tell you anyhow. I mean, I get off the plane, drive to Miami's practice, their facility in Coral Gables, then go to the hotel, which is 30 minutes. There's nothing in Miami that's not 30 minutes away. If it says a 7-Eleven is a mile and a half away, and you're going to get a cup of coffee or something, which I don't know if Bart would never get a 7-Eleven coffee, but Chuck and I would. A mile and you're a Starbucks guy. You're a coffee
from
snob.
a 7-Eleven.
Would you?
Sure.
Okay, I'm
I
going to
used to
remember
get
that.
coffee from the Come and Go on a regular basis.
I can see
I
Bart.
have not visited the coffee situation since the adventure began with Maverick down there. But
Hey, I'm like these gas stations have upped their game on coffee.
I'm sure they have. I want some of this. They showed Cristobal drinking this Cuban coffee.
Oh, yeah.
That you drink like in shot form.
Yeah.
And
Like a Turkish coffee.
yeah, well, it was something. It's something he does every day.
Oh, yeah.
And like if you sit down and break bread with him, this is going to be part of it. And I thought, I'd like to have some of that. I bet that's a joke because they said don't drink two of them.
Yeah. I went to one of those places. Ty and I found it was really close to the hotel. And we had one night we were both tired. But we're like, let's just go around the corner and eat at this place. It's got 5-star reviews, like 4.9. So we do. And it's I don't know. It's a Latino restaurant. I don't know. I can't tell you what kind of food. I don't know.
It might have been a Cuban restaurant.
It might have been a Cuban restaurant.
Probably was.
What was the name of it?
I'd have to look it up. Okay. But it was right around the corner.
It's that restaurant around the corner.
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah.
And I mean, we just want to eat something. Let's have a decent meal. And so we sit down, and this girl comes over, and I can't understand a single thing coming out of her mouth. Like, she is legitimately speaking another language. Well,
I hope you made a big deal out of it.
Well, I didn't know what to say because she didn't understand me and I didn't understand her. And I was a half mile from the hotel. And then nobody came back for a while. So we got up and we went to Five Guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was like that, huh?
It was like that. I didn't even know what to do at that point.
I don't know.
That's exactly right.
I heard Cal last night say that.
Wasn't he great last night in the
He was good
postgame?
last night. He was animated.
So yeah, we Irish goodbye the restaurant.
Wow.
Yeah. Huh. I mean, they hadn't brought water or anything.
Here is the thing, in all seriousness, about Five Guys. You know what you're getting. I mean, you know what you're getting.
That's right. That's right.
And
it doesn't disappoint.
There's no mystery.
It is what it is.
Everybody's upfront about it.
Cheeseburger, Cajun
hey,
fries.
You're going to get a great big hamburger. It's probably not the most healthy thing you're going to eat today, but it's going to be damn good.
And it was falling apart, and it was me in a battle of aluminum foil in my hands. I had to get a fork. Yeah. And then I don't know the last time I had a milkshake, but I do now because it was right there. Then and there.
Five Guys and a milkshake.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's a gut bomb.
No. It sent you right to sleep. That's where I was headed.
I guess so, man.
Woke up 5 pounds heavier.
I was going to say.
And then, walked 7 miles to the game.
Yeah, that's funny.
On Monday. My days are all screwed up. Today's Wednesday.
All day.
Allegedly.
Did you guys enjoy the national championship game?
Yeah.
Was it a good watch?
It was.
By the way, Chuck, you go ahead.
I fell asleep.
I was just going to mention something that I failed to mention yesterday was the fact, and this is big, I feel like. Dos Equis brought back the most interesting man in the world.
I saw that. I saw it. I did. I celebrated with you.
That's awesome. Can we pull that?
Yeah. I'm sure it's on YouTube.
I don't know years ago who made the decision to kill that ad campaign, but that person right now, they're the one that's going to serve you the coffee at the 7-Eleven because that big advertising job out the window. What were those people thinking when they took that ad campaign away all those years ago? And I'm glad they brought it back.
I mean, it's not Flight by Yingling, but he is the most interesting man in the world.
It is a good ad campaign.
Yeah.
It's a good ad campaign.
But the game...
I found it. Give me a second.
Yeah, well...
Yeah.
I don't even know if I want to hear it.
Yeah.
I might want to leave it to my imagination.
Oh, no, it's good. It's good.
I do love that campaign. Chuck mentioned to me yesterday that he heard there was a ESPN issue before the game when they were singing America the Beautiful. Somebody was doing a mic test.
They kept doing a mic check on ESPN. And I'll tell you what else happened.
And somebody told me at the game that was on the crew that they actually heard it in the stadium.
Oh, really?
I didn't hear it. I was dealing with something.
I thought I was hearing things at first. Now, I'll tell you what I read. And you guys know I read things normal people don't read. I go to the depths for this show.
That's what it's for.
Yeah. Evidently, one of the cameramen, and look, just so we're clear, I don't do this. I didn't even know who this person was, but evidently there was a star of the adult film industry who is a University of Miami student.
I heard about this.
Who's watching the game. Yeah. She's at the game.
By the way, I've never heard anybody referred to as adult industry without a star being attached to that.
I don't exactly know how to word this.
When we say movie star, it's got to be like an iconic, Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
When it comes to the other industry, it's like, adult film star. Everybody's a star.
Well, let me say this.
Really?
I think a lot of people
Would you rather it be actor?
Well, actor doesn't mean anything.
Bad actor. Bad actor.
Based on the reviews that I read, a lot of people know who she is. And evidently, this camera guy takes a shot of her, and it's on the telecast. I had no clue. I mean, it happened, and I had no idea
of
what
all
was
the people
going on.
there.
Yeah. She's the one they found.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they obviously knew what they were doing.
Oh.
And, but it slides by. It goes over the head of 2/3 of America, except all the people out there who knew who she was.
Did they put her name up on the screen?
I don't think so. I want to know. I got to find out what this production. But that's the game within the game.
Yeah.
That's the game within the game right there.
Where's that Brett Musburger clip?
Oh, yeah.
Remember A.J. McCarron's girlfriend?
The quarterback.
Let me tell you, young fellas, go out and throw the ball around in the backyard right now.
He was creeping that night.
Look at this. All the quarterbacks. You guys get all the.
That's true. I mean, Brent acting that way was true. Not what he said.
Well, I don't know.
Hey.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of truth.
In his defense, I mean, you get a 67, 70-year-old guy talking about an attractive young woman. There's no winning. You're going to sound like a creepy guy. You just need to don't go there.
We need a new segment called in his defense. Chuck Barrett, in his defense, on your side.
I rise to the defense of Brent Musburger.
Yeah, and anybody else that needs help.
I'm amazed at the number of people who think they're smart.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
If you're having issues with your gutters or drainage around the house, you need to call Hog Trough Gutters. They're locally owned and operated with over 30 years of experience. Seamless gutters made on site, trenching and French drains. Plus, they're fully licensed and insured, and every job comes with a 20-year guarantee. Hog Trough Gutters services all of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Log on to their website, hoggutters.com, to find out more. That's hog, GUTTERS.com. Chuck has thoughts.
I want to have some coffee and let you guys roll for a while. This is going to be good.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Ryan Silverfield has my attention.
Oh, yeah? Well, okay.
Has my attention.
Okay.
Is this like the seal of approval?
Look at that.
Well,
Are we moving closer to the Bart seal of approval?
The man hasn't coached a game yet here.
Yeah.
But
he has your attention.
He has my attention for what he's doing in the transfer portal. You know, when
Y'all better put him in the Heisman.
Sure.
Pay attention.
Look, when you see these initial transfer portal rankings, you expect them to change pretty rapidly over the course of the portal period as some of the big dogs in the sport, get after it and start signing players and everything. But when you look at what Arkansas has done in the portal, they've been hanging around the top 10 this entire time in terms of portal class rankings. 10th right now in the country, according to 24/7 Sports. 11th via On3. They're doing a great job in the portal, but what, at least it appears that way, right? We have no idea how these guys are going to play at Arkansas, right? But it appears that things are going well. Here's what caught my attention yesterday. Maryland transfer corner Lakai Rowland signed with Arkansas. Starter at Maryland, had a good year as the starter at Maryland. They're, you could say their best player in the defensive backfield. That alone is, eye-grabbing. And a starter from a Power 4 conference school. He visited Ohio State, right? And Ohio State fans were really pissed off that they didn't get this guy. And that he came to Arkansas.
At First Security Bank, banking isn't one size fits all. It's personal because everyone's financial journey looks a little different. From managing day-to-day spending, to running a small business, to helping your kids learn more smart money habits, or taking that big step toward buying a home. At First Security, you get the services you expect, the technology you need, and the real support of local people who live here, know the community, and take the time to understand what you're trying to accomplish. Life moves fast, and having a bank that moves with you makes makes a difference. Whether you prefer stopping by a branch, banking on the app, or picking up the phone to talk with someone who actually knows your name, First Security is there. They offer smart tools like mobile banking, bill pay, and mobile check deposit, along with thoughtful solutions like flex banking for kids, checking built for small businesses, and local mortgage lenders who guide you through the home buying process. Choose the power of personal. Bank better at First Security. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You know, Oaklawn in Hot Springs is where excitement, luxury, and nonstop action come together, all in one unforgettable destination. The Oaklawn Casino Resort features a 24/7 smoke-free casino with more than 1,500 slot machines, plus blackjack, craps, roulette, along with great dining, live entertainment, and energy that goes all night. When it comes time to relax, check into the luxury hotel, enjoy award-winning restaurants like the Bugler, and unwind at the Astral Spa, Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa. And it's the perfect escape with Hot Springs National Park and beautiful scenic lakes just minutes away. And for sports fans, Oaklawn Sportsbook keeps the action going year-round. Bet on football, basketball, baseball, golf, and more. Even international sports with easy deposits and withdrawals all through America's best sports betting app. Oaklawn is your Hot Springs escape. Plan your visit today at oaklawn.com. The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Part, with full replays available on YouTube and Twitter, or catch up on all 3 hours with a podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search The Chuck and Bo Show.
Great
to be in the studio again.
Wednesday. It's good to be together. Good to have the family back together. It's going to be brutal, apparently, this weekend. I mean, last I heard, 6 to 8 feet of snow.
Well, roof deep.
Yeah.
You're
not going to be able to leave your home.
I don't think we're going to have 6 to 8 feet.
You don't?
Snow.
You don't believe that?
6 to 8 feet.
Yeah,
of
that's
snow?
right.
No.
Listen. I've just been getting. That's the feeling I'm getting.
I talked to some people.
No, I'm telling the way people are sort of. That's the vibe. Is like I don't know if we'll ever see each other again. You know, I mean, it's
Snowmageddon.
It's going to be like
Hot Springs is going to get 2 feet. That's what I heard. Somebody said last night at the game. In all seriousness, Hot Springs is supposed to get 2 feet.
It seems the heaviest band of this is shifting further north a little bit.
That's what I'm talking about.
Toward us.
More toward us, yeah.
Towards us. I thought you meant like it's going to miss us. It's going to go north of us.
No, I'd love it. I'd love it if it missed us. There's another big basketball game at Bud Walton Arena on Saturday.
Yeah.
We ain't got time for this nonsense.
I know. It's really true. We got to figure something out.
They'll play. We may be watching. We may be watching.
You may be calling the game from home.
I might,
but have to come get you.
I might, but they'll. I'll bet they play.
There'll be snowmobiles on 49.
Yeah, we were talking about this last night. I had to check. I'd forgotten. You don't have to have 3 refs to play. If the other team and 2 of the 3 refs can make it into town and the power's on, you got a ball game.
Wow.
That's how it works.
It would be wild if you could call your own foul. What
Yeah,
would
that
happen
would be
in a
good.
game?
Oh, you'd
in a
have
college
fights.
game
You'd have fights.
where you could call your own fouls.
They should just bring me in as the third official.
That would be great.
I mean, just
bring me in as the third official.
Doug Schaus can't make it tonight, Bart. You available?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to show Doug how this is done.
Yeah, exactly. I think you would come out of there with an awakening of the job and be like, ooh, I don't think I like that.
Maybe so.
Can you imagine, like, seriously? Okay. I deal with this on a very small level because when you're doing access television, you're a pain in the butt for everyone. Like ushers, security guards, coaches aren't sure what to do with you in some cases, the people that run the event. And you just get, you're constantly dealing with problems, right? Okay. If you've been doing that if you've worked at NFL Films, for example, and the Hard Knocks and all that stuff, and let's say you've been doing it for 30 years, you've had a career of 30 years of being yelled at.
Nobody wants you around.
What are you doing with that boom pole? What's that like?
Get that guy out of here.
Get that out of here. This is a private conversation. What are you doing? Oh, we're supposed to be here. You're not. Get out. I don't know. Nobody told me. It's all the time. So imagine being a ref. Your entire career is getting yelled at. Let's just think about that for a second. Who wants that career? And then you're supposed to channel it and like flush it somewhere where it doesn't affect you personally to get mad at somebody that's yelling at you. I mean, have you ever thought about that? That is wild. All they do is get yelled at the whole game by both coaches and the fans.
It's a thankless job.
They do.
And nobody goes, hey, man, hell of a job tonight.
Well, but
officiating the game.
Nobody's making them do it. I mean, they're making, most of them, the vast majority of them do it because they love the game. They got into it because they wanted to do it, not necessarily to pick up some extra change. I mean, that probably helps. They take it. But
it's also why we don't see a lot of new ones.
Yeah, you're
the
right.
Same
about
guys
that.
have been doing it for 30 years.
But here's the thing, though. Every time I watch one of these viral videos of fans coming out of the stands and cold cocking some guy at a city league game, I think they couldn't pay me enough money. They could not pay me enough money to do that.
Yeah, and those guys didn't fly to that game.
No.
They barely had enough money to cover gas to get there.
That's exactly right.
Philip in Mountain Home. Good morning, Philip. How's beautiful Mountain Home this morning?
Good morning, y'all. How are y'all?
Great. How are you doing?
Good. Well, I wanted to talk about the Vanderbilt massacre of 26. So the Vanderbilt-Arkansas game, we dominated in the two facets of the sport. We dominated in offense and defense. We started out in, a 13-2 run, I think. And then after that, we just never looked back. I mean, Vanderbilt was quite literally just playing catch-up the whole game, and they still almost lost by 30. But I feel like whenever Arkansas can get in that zone, where Arkansas can get in that position where they can just dominate a top 25 team like that, then we can be one of the best teams in the nation. That game was amazing. That game was quicker than a Vanderbilt student checking their tuition bill. I mean, we just obliterated them. And I got to ask y'all one question.
Yes.
How has the team adjusted, its style of play compared to last year?
Well, for the expert opinion on that, you got to go to the Chevy Fayetteville Situation Room. Here's Bart Pullman.
Break down the combinations for us, Bart.
I asked
Cal was asking. I mean, they were all asking me before the game. What does Bart think? I'm thinking about starting Malik tonight. I'm going to start Knox instead of Billy. I know he likes Billy on there, but I'm thinking about doing this.
I know Bart didn't mean to say it like that, but it sounded like he finally figured it out.
I know. I was. It was just funny. I'm teasing you.
You are studied. You are well read and studied on, and you're not wrong. You're not wrong, but how have they adjusted to the whatever Philip was asking?
Yeah, I think I'm a little confused by the question.
Well, that's never stopped you before.
Style of play, how they've changed their style of play from last year. Is that?
I don't really think they've changed it that much.
No,
at times they're a little bit faster.
He said they switched it up a little bit last night.
Yeah. I don't know that that's necessarily the case. I think
I don't know that it's style that they've switched. They just changed some things up here and there.
I'll rephrase the question.
All right.
Hey, Bart. Good morning.
Morning.
How has this team? How are they evolving? Are they coming together, Bart?
Yeah.
Are they figuring it out?
They're coming together. They're figuring it out. They're figuring what pieces work best together. This team is immensely talented, and talent alone will do a lot of things for you and enable you to win a lot of games. But you still got to figure out the pieces and figure out what combinations work the best and fit the best together. Which guys play complementary defense with each other. Skill sets that complement each other's games. That's what I thought we saw last night. We saw groups of 5 guys out on the court who played really well together. And I think we're going to see that continue moving forward.
I also think we saw a Vanderbilt team that is a long way from done losing. They're going to lose a lot more games. I was not sold on those guys at the end of the night. Some of that had to do with what Arkansas did.
Their worst days are ahead of them.
No, well, look, I'm not saying they're not a good team. I'm not knocking. I'm not taking anything away from what Arkansas did. Part of the reason Vanderbilt looked so bad was because Arkansas made them look that bad. They made South Carolina look bad the other night. South Carolina beat Oklahoma last night. So, But, when I look at the league right now, and that's what I think about. Like when I was driving home last night, what's this league going to shake out? Like, Vandy's lost 3 in a row now. They're 3-3. Arkansas is 4-2. A&M plays tonight. If they beat Mississippi State, they and Florida are 5-1, and Arkansas is a game back. When I look at the teams in this league that could rip off a 6-7 game winning streak, and there aren't very many of them. I'm not really sure there are any. But if there are, I think it's Florida and Arkansas. I think those are the teams that have the athleticism, the just overall talent, 1 through 7 and 8, who can separate themselves as we move forward. I think Arkansas is one of those teams. I don't think Vanderbilt is, for example. But when you look at LSU Saturday night, Oklahoma next week, then you've got Kentucky, I guess, coming in after that. You've got the opportunity to rip off some wins here. And I'm going to be interested to see where Arkansas is 2 weeks from now, because there's a lot that's going to happen between now and then.
Oh, that Kentucky game, boy. That'll be a lit environment. That'll be last night was awesome.
Kentucky's playing pretty well right now. Kentucky started to play well. They're winning close games. You got to give them some credit.
We got to take a break. We'll get some more calls coming up. If you need a roof, and you might need one after this, whatever's coming. And the Farmer's Almanac calls it a life-changing, world-changing winter storm. I don't like
the major concern.
Life-altering.
The major concern for our state is going to be the central and southern parts with ice. As of right now, that's going to be.
We're just going to be strictly snow up here, from what I hear.
As it stands right now.
Whatever it is, if it's a new roof, if it's a remodel, if it's cabinets, Teamwork Roofing and Construction is the people you want to. They are the people you want to deal with. TeamworkBuilt.com is the website. It's who they are. It's the way they communicate. It's the professionalism they bring to every job. Licensed crews, certified materials. TeamworkBuilt.com. Any roof, any construction project, remodel, cabinets. TeamworkBuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. They're built on quality, powered by teamwork. You really make me want to call you a moron. I'm not going to do that, but I want to.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Looking for the perfect light beer to kick off the new year? Flight by Yingling raises the bar for light beers. With just 95 calories, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of a Yingling, but it's a light beer. Grab a Flight at your favorite store or ask your bartender and take your beer game to new heights. It's perfect for the holidays or watching a game. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag, still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Cutting corners is generally a bad idea, and when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial. Got a complicated job? They've got the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
This is not interesting. It's just interesting to us.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, now more than ever, it's important to partner with a well-trained real estate professional, someone who understands all the ins and outs of the game and makes sense of all the things we read about in the real estate market every day. That's why I've partnered with Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, from the very beginning. And that's why I recommend them to you. I remember the first time I bought a home. I didn't have any idea what was going on. They did, fortunately, and they guided me through the process. They listened, and perhaps that's the most important thing. You want someone on your side of the table who understands your needs and who listens. Now, they've got offices in Northwest Arkansas. They're in Fayetteville and Bentonville. They're in the River Valley as well in Fort Smith. You hear us talking about their office in Branson. You're going to see their yellow signs all over town, and you can log on to WeichertGriffin.com. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
When it comes to any kind of construction, you need to know and be able to depend on who you're dealing with. When it comes to your roof or a remodel, Teamwork Roofing and Construction builds everything using only the best materials, including Malarkey shingles that perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Your roof is more than just shingles. It protects your home, your business, and everything inside, residential or commercial, simple or complex. Teamwork Roofing and Construction has the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget, treating every job like it's their own. They do what they say, show up when they say they will, and when the job's done, it's like they were never there, except for a brand new roof or a remodel. And they now do cabinetry. Get the customer care and reliability you can count on. Visit teamworkbuilt.com. That's teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by teamwork.
The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park, with full replays available on YouTube and Twitter, or catch up on all 3 hours with a podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search The Chuck and Bo Show.
Can I be honest?
Please do.
I mean, this is me being vulnerable and transparent, which I know you love and are very comfortable with.
I know what's coming.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, we got Eric in Fort Smith. Good to hear from you, Eric. Good morning. It's 6:52, Wednesday. What's happening?
Morning.
Hey, man.
So, just wanted to say I went to sleep with a smile on my face. I woke up with spring in my step. That's nice.
Yeah.
So, to continue your conversation about refs, do you know refs are one of the only paid employees in the sports network that if they don't finish a game, they don't get paid? If they get hurt in the middle of a game, they do not receive a paycheck.
How do you know so much about officiating, Eric?
I looked into it back when I was, going through college, since I'm not that big of a sports fan. I mean, I'm a big sports fan, just never, got into the actual sports. And that's the way I could contribute. And
yeah.
So.
And it was like, yeah, this isn't for me.
Was it the fact that you had to finish the entire game? Is that what turns you away? Is ultimately that the difference?
Not at all. I'm just saying, it's crazy how the quarterbacks get $1 million, but a ref will only get $200
and
per game.
Yeah, and they decide outcomes of games.
Well, now I would think though at the professional level, these guys are all unionized. So I mean, they're gonna
a little different deal.
But maybe down the street at the boys' club, no, you don't finish. I mean,
well, I don't know about college.
I don't either. I don't
know about high school. I haven't studied it. Those are Tommy Kraft questions.
Yeah, you got to work your way up the chain there.
Well, also, needless to say, do y'all think that the base basketball commission ranked Vanderbilt a little bit higher than what they should have been? Because they definitely did not look like a number 15 team last night. But anyway, I'll get off. I'll listen.
Thank you.
Thanks.
The basketball commission is the first. That's the first I've heard.
I
The
thought
AP voters, the coaches poll. I mean, I understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
But it would be interesting if they had one.
Yeah.
Listen, these rankings, they're something for us to talk about, but they're not accurate.
Well, I think
they're
right
a
now,
bunch of voters, hundreds of them.
when you look at the SEC, there aren't very many teams that are going to be able to go on the road and really beat good teams on the road. I mean, you can count those on two, or you don't need more than one hand. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, well, I mean, we saw Arkansas look completely different than they looked at Georgia.
Yes.
And we're probably not done seeing that from quite a few teams.
When you go on the road in this league, there's going to be a 5-10 minute stretch where that other team just beats your brains in. I don't care how good you are. They're going to make a run for about 5-10 minutes total time, and you're going to have to survive that. South Carolina couldn't survive it here. Vanderbilt couldn't survive it here, and Arkansas couldn't survive it at Georgia.
Catch the Chuck and Bo Show on demand, YouTube, or wherever you get podcasts. It's driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park, 655. Good morning. When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine, like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites, like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
This fall, don't just pay for a heating tune-up. Make it part of a Paschal membership and get year-round benefits for your home. For as low as $8.99 a month, your annual tune-up is included. Plus, members get exclusive discounts on air, plumbing, and electric services. Don't wait until there's a problem. Protect your home, budget, and peace of mind with Paschal. Visit gopaschal.com to learn more and join today. And Razorback fans, we've got exciting news. Paschal is now proud to be the official air, plumbing, and electric provider of the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Hey, it's Bo, and I want to share something that's completely enhanced my day-to-day life. About a year ago, I started telling you about the Sweatnum Edge. Well, over the last several months, here's what's happened for me. My energy level is completely different. My exercise gains have seen a big jump. My mind is clearer, and frankly, life is just more enjoyable. Now, that's my story. What about you? Search the Sweatnum Edge online and get a free evaluation today. It's made a big difference for me, and I know it can for you too. The Sweatnum Edge.
Hey folks, Chuck Barrett here, the voice of the Razorbacks. And if you're ready for freedom from glasses or contacts, there's only one name you need to know: McDonald Eye Associates. Whether it's LASIK, clear lens exchange, or advanced cataract surgery, they've got the solution to help you see your best, no matter your age. Doctors Betts and Mengarelli are the real deal, two of the most experienced surgeons anywhere. They've even taken care of my eyes, and now I'm seeing the basketball court crystal clear. I'm so glad I chose McDonald Eye, and you will be too.
For Chuck Barrett, I'm Bo Madden. Good morning. Hey, kids, how about a bagel?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine, like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites, like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag is still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
When you're looking for tough, reliable equipment for people you trust, WT Equipment delivers. WT Equipment is a local, family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And they've built their reputation by carrying the brands you know and depend on. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, and Steel, they have the equipment and implements to get the job done right. Whether you're tackling a big job or everyday work, WT Equipment offers a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance, including compact track loaders, skid steers, excavators, and more. Their lots are packed and ready to move with special deals you don't want to miss. Bobcat is the industry leader. Tough.
Previously heard on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Today's a big day. I just learned something I literally have wondered.
2 days in a row.
My entire life.
We've had some pretty big learnings here.
We get to the bottom of the questions that, people want answers to here on this show. And all my life I've wondered, why is it Hardee's one place and Carl's Jr. in another? What's the dividing line? I know some people have...
You're not alone.
I know some people ponder more weighty questions than that. But that's the sort of question I ponder. Why is it Hardee's in one spot and Carl's Jr. in another? Well, I, of course, said it out loud during the break, and our boy here, Bart, gets to the bottom of it. What's the story, Bart?
You're so excited.
I am.
That's awesome.
So, Carl's Jr. is the elder company. It was founded on the back end of a Carl's
on the back of a pickup.
A Carl's drive-in restaurant. That's why this is Carl's Jr.
Ah, well, that explains everything.
Yeah.
And
it's like the son of the drive-through restaurant.
Yeah, and so Carl's Jr. started. That was on the West Coast in California. And then Hardee's opened on the East Coast. In 1997, Carl's acquired Hardee's for a paltry $327 million. And there is a dividing line.
Well, why is there a Carl's Jr. in Tulsa?
Because Oklahoma is Carl's country.
That's what everybody wants to know.
Oklahoma's Carl's country. The dividing line is more of a diagonal across the United States. Montana, Wyoming, the Dakotas, Kansas, down to Arkansas, Louisiana. That's Hardee's country, and east is Hardee's country.
Okay.
West of that is Carl's Jr. territory.
I'm not the only one who's wondered.
The Chuck and Bo Show on demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Catch up on all 3 hours with the podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Oh, I'm pretty pissed about the donut situation.
I can tell.
I think glazed donuts are trash. There's no substance to them. I'm a man of substance. There's no substance to a glazed donut.
Just for the record, I like it better when Bart yells his opinion.
I just got a text. Hey, Bart sounds like he's having a great day.
It's the donut, man. It's the donut.
I had a very positive attitude this morning.
So what happened?
And then a series of events have transpired.
Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
Driving my son to school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Wednesday, cold later this week. It's beautiful right now.
What day
it's just
it is?
a little rainy.
You know what day it is?
Wednesday.
Hump day.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It's sure. Are you going to be all right?
It's also game day for Edward.
I feel like you've already had hump days this week.
Yeah, I have. I'm over the
Under
hump.
the weather?
No, I'm over the hump. I've come through, and the worst is behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
going to make it. I'm going to live.
We were in dire straits over the weekend, Monday, Tuesday. Real quick, just I don't know how much you guys talked about the national championship game, but did you enjoy watching it? Were you disappointed like that it was Indiana, Miami? How did the rest of the world view the game?
The only thing I was disappointed in was the Indiana false start on 2nd and 1 when they were going in for that late touchdown.
Yeah,
that was an important penalty to many.
Oh yeah, I guess from a gambling perspective,
because Indiana would have scored a touchdown there the way things were going. Had they gotten that first down, they would have scored. I think.
They had some gutsy fourth down decisions. That one that ended up being Mendoza with the Heisman run. He already had the Heisman. But that play, 4th and 5, I mean.
It was an entertaining game.
It was, and then the one before that where they didn't kick the field goal and they went for it. I had 2 fourth down conversions. I think that was the one they had a back shoulder throw. They had 2 big plays like that. But for Cignetti to be up 3 and go for it on 4th and 5 when you can go up 6, and you don't make that, and you give Miami the ball back, and you give them all kinds of life and momentum.
Well,
I mean,
I think Curt Cignetti knew what we all knew, and Chuck, we talked about this a little bit yesterday. Is that you or the other day? You just can't trust Carson Beck. You just can't trust Carson Beck.
I think he felt like even if they didn't make it, they were still going to win the game.
What is it with Miami and all the shenanigans?
It's just who they are, man.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you were there.
Yeah,
it's who they are.
I left the Miami sideline and just stayed on the Indiana sideline because it was just too many celebrities and too many people. And Michael Irvin's running up, and he's like, Michael Irvin thinks he's still on the team.
Yes. He actually literally thinks that. He really does.
If you gave him a helmet, he would try to go out on the field.
It's kind of, honestly, it's kind of sad.
It is.
It really is. It's like he's hanging on to this for some sense of relevance. And I don't mean to cast stones. I'm just, you don't see that. I mean, by the way, I don't even know, is he the biggest Miami celebrity? I mean, Ray Lewis was standing there, but he wasn't acting like that.
Was The Rock there? Didn't he go there?
Yeah, Jake Paul was there.
Jake Paul.
Oh, boy.
Tie happens. My son Ty happens into all kinds of situations. It's just ridiculous. I mean, he's just chatting up Jake Paul, like, runs into the guy that runs all the memorabilia for the playoff. All the playoff gear. Mm-hmm. And Ty's like, "Hey, Dad, you done working? Like, can I talk to you?" Because sometimes he'll just be stream of consciousness, and I'm trying to figure something out. And I go, yeah, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I think we're just waiting on all the footage to download. Like, oh, what's up? And he shows me this Tommy Bahama quarter zip that was like $200 that came out of some Premier Club suite shop that wasn't even part of what the normal crowd gets, the general crowd. And I'm like, where did you get that? And so I ran into the guy that owns the memorabilia that runs the whole thing for the stadium here. It's like every year. Last year, Ryan Day had called him up on stage to take photos. And he's not even supposed to be near that area. I'm like, this guy.
Hog Wild and Van Buren on the text line, again, points out the young lady that I saw in the crowd. Biggest celebrity at the game. Biggest Miami celebrity at the game. Who we've also discovered is Carson Beck's girlfriend.
Well, have we? That somebody said that.
Oh, I thought you said it as a fact.
Well, no, I said somebody commented on YouTube.
Oh,
okay.
I saw a picture of his $5 million house yesterday.
Yeah.
Playing quarterback's good money.
It is.
I didn't mean to distract you from your story.
It's the same. No, it's the same story. It's the shenanigans of Miami.
It is. I mean,
whatever you want to call them.
Is.
I mean, there's a sideshow to Miami that doesn't exist with Indiana.
I can see why that is very, very appealing to a college age young man, young woman. I can see why that's very, very appealing to them. But now when you watch Michael Irvin and Ray Lewis do it in their 50s, it's like, guys, maybe turn the page. But it's
Miami.
But that's Miami. That's just how they roll, man.
Listen, by the way, Miami's facility, their indoor facility, is not even 100 yards.
I used to always say back in the days of the U, their recruiting budget should have been 4 tanks of gas. Broward and Dade counties, go to work. You can sign you a national championship team right there. They did it. That's what they did. Not like that now.
No, but that facility, I think it's the same one when they were there, if they had it. They got 2 30s. They don't have a 50 in their indoor facility. The
Florida schools for years and years and years recruited with the weather. They just recruited with the weather.
And they still can.
But it's not always what seals the deal now. Back in the day, you could take a young man to Florida State, and Miami. You'd be lucky to get him home. It's a different deal now.
By the way, Hard Rock was great. I mean, the stadium, the atmosphere, it was awesome. I mean, that was a really good environment, and it only seats 65,000. And they have recliners. They're all about, high dollar amenity stuff.
Sounds great to me.
And I sat in one of those, because I was there 5 hours, 6.5 hours, whatever it was before the game. And so I'm sitting there. It was like 4 hours before kickoff. And so I made it about 10 minutes, and somebody told me I had to get out of that seat. I mean, the stands aren't even, the gates aren't even open yet. Yeah. But I'm sitting there going like, wow, what a way to watch a game. I mean, it's like you're at home, but you're at the 50-yard line. In one of those.
That sounds nice.
It was pretty wild. I mean, I'm sure it cost, $60,000 for the seat. But
that's why I say it sounds nice. It's not anything I'm ever going to experience.
Miami. David is in Atlanta. The Hogs with a huge win over Vanderbilt, 93-68 last night. Huge because they blew them out and looked great doing it. David, what's going on?
Yeah, guys, first time calling in, but trying to listen to you down here on the border of ACC, SEC. And I was looking at Chuck's comments on what an interesting year it is. There's not an ACC or SEC team except for Duke in the top 13 of the rankings right now, which is really odd.
Yeah, it is strange. I was looking at that the other day.
And it's just, here's everybody's like, well, what happened to UNC or you go through the SEC from last year. So a second question from you guys, and I don't know if you can comment on it or not, but whenever you're trying to pick, I was going to go ahead and order tickets because some of the regionals are over here. Is it just a gamble on what location we would get? Is there any science to it?
That's tough, yeah.
For the NCAA tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
There is some science to it, yes.
All right, here we go.
All right, Bart.
You called the right person.
It depends.
Bart.
It depends on seeding, right? So preferential location is given to the higher seeded teams. I'm trying to pull up Joe Lunardi's bracketology right now just to kind of see who.
But that's a gamble too.
Right. I mean, look, this changes throughout the year, right? If you think Arkansas is going to be as high as a 3 seed, for example, then I would say there's a very good chance that they're going to be in Oklahoma City or St. Louis, based on the teams ahead of them, because those slots aren't going to get taken up by some of the other higher ranked teams because they're closer to the other regional sites. So like Arizona would go to San Diego, Michigan would go to Buffalo, Duke would go to Greenville, UConn would go to Philly. Purdue would definitely be a team in play for St. Louis. But that and Houston would be a team in play for Oklahoma City. So if you get to that 3 line, you're probably going to be in Oklahoma City or St. Louis would be my guess.
One thing you need to think about too, and this is why it becomes a crapshoot. I hear what you're saying, and sometimes that's true, and then sometimes it just happens in a way you can't even figure out at the end. But you look at these pods, and I've noticed this since they've gone to this pod deal. They do kind of prepare for an upset. In other words, if they've got a top seed not too far from home or a 2 or a 3 seed, there's a plan in place if that team loses that we got another team from not too far away and they can bring a lot of folks too. That stuff comes into play. I don't care what they say. I think I saw Lunardi, I thought, in one of his projections had Arkansas as a 6 seed in Oklahoma City, which to me still makes sense.
It's possible.
Because you still want, in the event of a true March Madness, sometimes as fans we get excited when top seeds get beaten. I don't have to watch those guys anymore. The guys who are wanting a full arena, they're heartbroken because, their customers all just lost and they're leaving town. So all those things come into play. It's a long way of saying, I don't know, you may be right. And there's logic to what you're saying. But sometimes, too, you can just throw all that out the window.
So, David, here's your answer. I would check in with Bart every week, and that's your best shot. But then here's my advice. First of all, a question. Are you going to go wherever they go, or are you just saying if they come near you?
Both.
Oh, okay. Well, then you might just want to wait. But otherwise, I was going to suggest that you go ahead and, if you can get tickets, I don't know how the tickets all work. I know the schools get a certain allotment, and you can buy from them if they have any left. but then they're always going to be available on the secondary market. But if you can buy them directly and you want to just go near where you live, then you just go watch the games that are there. But if you're trying to chase Arkansas around, you're going to probably have to wait. But you can take a gamble and buy them and then still sell them later on the secondary market.
Yeah, that's what a group of us are thinking. You guys, another question a guys group can't figure out is if you want to put a bet on Arkansas to win it all, go in the Final Four and Sweet 16, is that a parlay?
Well, you're definitely talking to the right place now, Bart.
Is it a parlay if you pick Arkansas the Sweet 16 and to win it all?
No,
you can't do that.
No. That's not typically something that sports books allow you.
Will
to
you
do.
take his bet though, Bart?
Somebody will.
No,
Somebody will take that bet. Kalshi might. You might be able to buy some shares.
Split it out?
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to bet each leg individually.
You can't put those together.
By the way, Arkansas now the second favorite to win the SEC. In case anybody was
what are those odds? Thanks for the call,
plus
David.
480. Florida is now minus 225, which I think is a little overvalued.
Wow. Florida's playing pretty well.
They are.
They've kind of put it together.
I think that's a
wide difference.
What are the shares at Kalshi at?
That's
for Arkansas.
Minus 225 is
14 cents. 14 cents.
Good buy.
Yeah, 65 cents for Florida.
Yeah, not a good buy. Values in Arkansas.
Vanderbilt has plummeted 45 points in the last 2 days. Whenever
People that invested in that Vanderbilt stock, you better stay with it. Can't
What
sell
were
it now.
you thinking?
Yeah. Brent in Searcy, what's going on, Brent?
What's going on, Bo?
What's happening?
Brent?
Bart? I told you last night, yesterday morning, Chuck, we were going to take care of business. And
I know.
We take care of business.
You were right. They put it on them early.
Brent, you know Edward's here, right? He's kind of his feelings.
We
are
already spoke. Me and Brent spoke.
Okay.
Oh,
that's why
he's already said good morning to
He
Edward.
said, "How are you doing?"
I
I
say
said,
good morning
"Good.
to
How are
Edward
you?"
every morning.
I got you.
The vibe in the room did not feel like that. And I wanted to clean it up.
He addressed me by name on the phone.
We got
line.
a good vibe in here this morning, and I don't need anybody's feelings hurt.
Yeah.
My question is, what will they do? What will they do if they're not able to play Saturday? The SEC.
Well, they'll reschedule it, but I think they're going to play. I will be really surprised if they don't
That's a
play.
good question.
It's a good question. Look, the league has told teams you better get your butt there if there's any way. If you got to go Thursday, go Thursday. And we've done that before. I believe they'll play Saturday night. In the event they can't, they will try to reschedule it. And it's not like baseball where they just cancel it and you don't make it up and you just lose that game. But I'll be surprised if there's not a basketball game Saturday night. I've seen them play with a foot of snow outside there. And, again, all it takes is the opponent getting into town, 2 of the 3 referees being able to get here, and the power working. If those 3 things come together, you got a ball game.
Okay. When is Georgia's glass slipper going to fall?
I don't know. It didn't last night, did it?
No.
They won it in
No,
Mizzou.
and I every day I wake up despising Georgia basketball more and more.
That's a lot of despising, Brent, every day. Every day to despise something. That adds up.
I mean, Mike White's had more good jobs than the law should allow and had never won anything.
Well, he's winning right now.
Well, Bo, it's February. It's January, Bo.
Well, I'm just
What's
saying.
he done?
Well, I mean, what did Mike White do to you? What's wrong with Mike White?
What did he do to me? His whole family's got a silver slipper on their foot. Brother, athletic director at Florida International.
Board on third base.
There we go. Hey, that guy was here. The one that's the FIU AD. He worked in our marketing department years ago.
And he tried to sell advertising, and I don't know how good he was. So...
Brent's got a long memory. FIU, I think.
Well, no, it's
FAU. Brian White's the AD at FAU.
FAU. Okay,
Danny is the AD at Tennessee.
Okay.
Brett can tell you. He knows where all these guys are.
And his dad was AD at Tulane. What have they ever done?
Who?
And his dad was the AD at Duke. Danny White. I believe his name. Well, I don't know what his name is.
Danny's his brother. He's the AD at Tennessee.
Oh man! According to
oh God, that just makes me ill. Mike White can't afford enough hair gel to get his hair standing up. He just puts that little piece in the front.
I've never heard people get on Mike White before. He's a nice guy.
This is unbelievable. Like, where does this come from?
His teams don't win championships, so everyone likes him.
The whole family.
He's a polite guy, and you're just trashing him.
He's the whole family. It's the whole family, Chuck. Not just Mike White. He didn't like the
Silver
Whites.
Spooners.
Yeah.
They've never had to work for anything in their life in athletics.
And here they are.
A bunch of freeloaders.
I mean, he's not wrong about and you're not wrong about a lot of despising.
I didn't realize that.
I mean,
I didn't realize that is a lot of despising, Brent.
It's a lot.
You need to.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Certainly.
Was Tanner, whatever his name is he trying to look like the second coming of Anthony Black with that?
He is. I asked him. He is. Yeah. No. That's a popular hairstyle with the
Brett,
with the kids.
While we're talking about all this important stuff, do you see Boogie got a haircut?
Boogie. He couldn't make this roster right now.
He's playing pretty well now. He got a haircut. He can see the floor.
He can actually see now. He doesn't have that hair in his eye.
I mean, seriously. He got a haircut. He's a different player.
It's like Jameis Winston when he got LASIK.
Got some popcorn from the lady on the front row?
Yeah, I did see that. What'd you think of that?
I didn't notice that.
Well, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I like popcorn.
Hey, it's the spirit of giving, right? He said, "Miss, I need some popcorn." She said, "Take a handful, Boog."
Think she called him Boog?
Yeah. We're back in a minute. Do you have more opinions today? Do you have more things that we haven't gotten to?
Hell yeah, brother.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag is still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
He's Chuck Barrett.
He's Bo Mattingly.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is proudly driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. We've been talking about them for a number of years. The truth is, they've been Northwest Arkansas's premier vehicle dealership for really as long as I can remember. There are lots of reasons for that. Starts with great brands: Honda, Acura, Chevy, Toyota. And then they've got the largest pre-owned selection that you're going to find anywhere. Trusted names and they're all right here at the Fayetteville Auto Park. But what really separates them is what happens after the sale. You want to know your vehicle can be serviced by people you trust, right where you bought it. And that's exactly what you get at Fayetteville Auto Park. An award-winning service department and an award-winning collision center, all under one roof. It really is your one-stop automobile headquarters. They've been in business for 25 years. That's a long time. Built on trust, relationships, top-tier service. That's how you stay around as long as they have. The Fayetteville Auto Park. Drive with confidence.
Looking for the perfect light beer to kick off the new year? Flight by Yingling raises the bar for light beers. With just 95 calories, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of a Yingling, but it's a light beer. Grab a Flight at your favorite store or ask your bartender and take your beer game to new heights. It's perfect for the holidays or watching a game. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple.
Goodbye. They're leaving. They're leaving. They're mass exodus.
They're heading for the exits. Can you believe it?
Goodbye.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
There's some people leaving early last night.
There were. Hey, that last
because the game was over.
The under 4 timeout. I mean, that arena emptied. Now, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, hey, man, it's going to be easier traffic heading home.
Yeah, well,
and it was.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at 8 o'clock, and it wasn't bad at 10 o'clock. I think I left with 2 minutes to go.
Float pretty well.
Yeah, it wasn't
good.
It wasn't bad at all. Great crowd. Cal talked about it after the game.
Crowd's been great. It's been really good, and we need it every game because every game is going to be a tough game. We kind of got after these guys those first 5 minutes, just like Georgia did to us the first 5 minutes, just like Auburn did to us the first 5 minutes.
Cal also sat Acuff down a little bit in the second half. Now, Darius had 17 and 5 assists. And I just love that Cal, he, in his times with the media and then with you, Chuck, and Z on the post game or at, Cal Live or whatever, I feel like if you listen to him, you learn things.
Oh, there's no question.
And I appreciate that. I mean, you and I both quit going to a lot of press conferences a long time ago because you didn't learn anything. It was just like everybody's trying not to say something. And I think it's a coach in his position. It's a powerful position, but I'm saying it from this standpoint, like you have a platform and you need to communicate with your fans and you need to tell them what's happening. And that's really the purpose of the media, to sort of take that and disseminate it. That's the original purpose. But when a coach can do it, use that platform and communicate with fans, I think you feel more connected as a fan.
I think what he does after the game, and I watched him do it for years at Kentucky, because, we'd play up there and they'd win, and I watched those guys last night for Vanderbilt do the same thing we used to do up at Kentucky. Try to do their post game while Cal's talking over the PA. I mean, it's hard to do, and we did it for years up there in Lexington. That's when he bypasses the media, he goes straight to the fans, and he talks to them, not at them. When he asks all those questions, when he asks those questions in the press conference and the media immediately all look down at the floor because they don't know the answer right away. They got to think about it for a second. When Cal asks all those questions post-game, he's not talking to me. He's not talking to Z. He's talking to all those people that are sitting down there. He's done this for years. He is very good at when he feels like he needs to talk to his people. And I don't mean the traditional coach talk at him stuff. Talk to him. He's really, really good at that. That's how he wins people over, and that's how he's won our fan base over.
And this is who he was talking to when he explained the Darius Acuff situation.
And I took Darius out in the second because he was going through the motions of playing. Well, then you're not playing. I don't care who you are. You're going to sit and watch the game now. And then he went in, he was mad at me, and he played well because he was mad at me. And he thought I was like, yeah, he won't like. No, I love it. Be mad at me all the time. Just play like that. My point to him is, instead of just worrying about being a really good player, how about be the best player in the country? That means you got to come every game, and you can't over-dribble. Just pass the ball or make a play. You're going to get your shots because of how we play. And that's what I was saying to him.
Go be the best player in the country.
He said on the radio, that was in the press room
yeah,
later.
He said the same thing earlier.
Well, but he also said on the radio, he said he said all that, and then he said, and you know what? He is the best player in the country. And, that's certainly debatable. When he's playing well, I wouldn't trade him for anybody. I do know that.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade him for anybody regardless. And this is what Cal, among other things, is so great at, getting the best out of stars, getting the best out of guys that are really good, not letting them settle for being really good.
Well, and he's got the cachet that the player that he just described as the best player in the country can get mad at him. And instead of turning and walking to the locker room and saying, I'm going somewhere else, he goes back out there and plays better than he did before. That's coaching. But you've got to have the cachet to coach that kind of player and to get him to do that.
So I was down there the other day, Chuck. I don't know. It's been a week or so ago. And Cal showed me what they call their reality room. It's the last thing they show recruits. They call it the reality room.
Mm-hmm.
And on the wall is about $6 billion of contracts.
Yep.
I mean, there's so much up there, they got to have it in small print. The number of players that have played and gotten these NBA contracts that have gone upwards of $6 billion. And then everybody that's had their own shoe, all those shoes are in a box, like in a glass case underneath this. And this is the last place they take recruits when they bring them in. Like, this is the reality. The reality room is this. If you want to play and you want to play at the next level and you want to go to the NBA, here's the resume. Here's what we do. Here's how we make it happen for you. There's Derrick Rose's shoes in there. I mean, just go on the list of every big-time point guard he's ever had that have had their own shoes. And so when you talk about resume and the cachet, for these guys, that's why they come here. They want to be coached like that. They want to go to that level.
And what's amazing is all those guys with the shoes and all that stuff, wherever Arkansas is playing, if they're close by, they're at the shoot-around, they're at the game, they're wearing gear. They're Cal guys. Now, they may have played at Kentucky. They may have played at Memphis. I watched the Memphis team that I guess he took to the Final Four. I watched them all put on Arkansas gear. I mean, they wanted Arkansas gear because Cal's their guy. And so it's not just the reality of your life changing in a way most of us can never even imagine. He really cares about those kids. I mean, you don't use terms like moral compass on sports shows very often, but I really think his is in the right place when it comes to those kids. It's not just about getting rich. Sometimes you just, you're just throwing money at them. They learn a lot more than that. I've been very impressed by that, and that's an aspect to this program now that was a daily part of Kentucky's program, I guess, but it's not been part of ours before. And it is something that is, as you say, I mean, when you, that is the reality right there. It's like, wow, there's guys doing this at a whole different level.
It's pretty telling that he still has relationships with all those guys.
It's the whole story.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Arkansas getting it done last night against Vanderbilt in a big way, 93-68, 25 assists as a team. You can get it done if you got a small construction job that needs done, light construction work. You got to get something done. Do it with WT equipment. Bobcat, they've got that short timelines, tight spaces, tough terrain. Nobody's built better than a Bobcat for that. They bring you the solution. Family-owned, locally owned and operated dealership, 8 locations. Whether you're running a farm, managing a job site, or taking care of your own land, WT Equipment has the tools to help you get the job done. Other brands like Steel, New Holland, Hustler, and again, that legendary Bobcat. WTEquip.com, that's their website where you get the job done.
There we go. Here we go. Let's take some personal shots. You want to? I mean, come on. Let's take some personal shots at him.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Did you know Chevy of Fayetteville is the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas? That means nobody sells more cars, trucks, or SUVs than Chevy of Fayetteville. They've been a part of our community for over 25 years. They're supporters of our local schools and the Razorbacks. And they're the best after the sale. An award-winning service and parts department, a waiting area, complimentary loaners. So go see Chris Mark in Denver and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park.
Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more. They carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today.
Chuck, you've been around a while, and look, I don't mean that ugly, and Bo, you've been around not as long as Chuck.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Ryan Silverfield has my attention.
Oh, yeah? Well, okay.
Has my attention.
Okay.
Is this like the seal of approval?
Look at that.
Well,
Are we moving closer to the Bart seal of approval?
The man hasn't coached a game yet here.
Yeah.
But he has your attention.
He has my attention for what he's doing in the transfer portal. You know, when...
Y'all better put him in the Heisman.
Sure.
Pay attention.
Look, when you see these initial transfer portal rankings, you expect them to change pretty rapidly over the course of the portal period as some of the big dogs in the sport, get after it and start signing players and everything. But when you look at what Arkansas has done in the portal, they've been hanging around the top 10 this entire time in terms of portal class rankings. 10th right now in the country, according to 24/7 Sports. 11th via On3. They're doing a great job in the portal, but what, at least it appears that way, right? We have no idea how these guys are going to play at Arkansas, right? But it appears that things are going well. Here's what caught my attention yesterday. Maryland transfer corner Lakai Rowland signed with Arkansas. Starter at Maryland, had a good year as the starter at Maryland. They're, you could say their best player in the defensive backfield. That alone is, eye-grabbing, and a starter from a Power 4 conference school. He visited Ohio State, right? And Ohio State fans were really pissed off that they didn't get this guy. And that he came to Arkansas.
At First Security Bank, banking isn't one size fits all. It's personal because everyone's financial journey looks a little different. From managing day-to-day spending, to running a small business, to helping your kids learn more smart money habits, or taking that big step toward buying a home. At First Security, you get the services you expect, the technology you need, and the real support of local people who live here, know the community, and take the time to understand what you're trying to accomplish. Life moves fast, and having a bank that moves with you makes a difference. Whether you prefer stopping by a branch, banking on the app, or picking up the phone to talk with someone who actually knows your name, First Security is there. They offer smart tools like mobile banking, bill pay, and mobile check deposit, along with thoughtful solutions like flex banking for kids, checking built for small businesses, and local mortgage lenders who guide you through the home buying process. Choose the power of personal. Bank better at First Security. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You know, Oaklawn in Hot Springs is where excitement, luxury, and nonstop action come together, all in one unforgettable destination. The Oaklawn Casino Resort features a 24/7 smoke-free casino with more than 1,500 slot machines, plus blackjack, craps, roulette, along with great dining, live entertainment, and energy that goes all night. When it comes time to relax, check into the luxury hotel, enjoy award-winning restaurants like the Bugler, and unwind at the Astral Spa, Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa. And it's the perfect escape with Hot Springs National Park and beautiful scenic lakes just minutes away. And for sports fans, Oaklawn Sportsbook keeps the action going year-round. Bet on football, basketball, baseball, golf, and more. Even international sports with easy deposits and withdrawals all through America's America's best sports betting app. Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Plan your visit today at oaklawn.com. The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park, with full replays available on YouTube and Twitter, or catch up on all 3 hours with a podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search The Chuck and Bo Show.
Call the flipping show and have a conversation. Like, call the show, bring up a point, let's discuss it if you want to. But I don't think you have the guts to.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Otis Kirk coming up at 8 o'clock. We'll get the, I don't know that we can say the final report on the transfer portal, but we'll get an update on what's transpired and what still may be on the verge of going down. Yeah, there's just a lot going on.
Guys.
Yeah. Hey, you know, we were flying back the other night from a basketball game, and our flight pattern, we just happened to fly right over Fayetteville Auto Park. And I looked down, and I'm like, man, that is one big dealership right there. And it's not just the selection of automobiles. That's what you see when you drive by. But you've got that collision center, which is an award-winning collision center. You've got an award-winning service department. There's a lot of stuff that goes on there. And that's why when we say it doesn't, you know, it's not just about buying the automobile. It's not just about getting the great deal, because it's the service after the sale that's going to separate Fayetteville Auto Park from everybody else. They do have great brands, the best. Honda, Acura, Chevy, Toyota. You're not going to find a bigger or better pre-owned selection anywhere. And you're going to find people you enjoy dealing with, people you see around town, people that are your friends and neighbors. They've been doing this for over 25 years. They know what they're doing, they know how to stay in business, and they know how to treat their customers. They've got a wide selection of automobiles, and you can log on to FayettevilleAutoPark.com.
National Squirrel Appreciation Day? Is that what I see?
I'm going to appreciate the squirrels today. You guys like watching squirrels? Maybe it's an old man thing.
Do I like watching squirrels?
Yeah, like squirrels in the backyard. You ever watch the squirrels?
Well, no, I don't like watching them because they're constantly like digging up my yard and everything.
Really? Is it legal? Is it legal to shoot squirrels in your backyard with like a pellet gun?
I don't know that anybody would turn you in. Well, I don't know. You might get turned in. I don't know.
I don't think it's illegal.
So I'm fine.
I would assume so. Yeah.
Is it okay if my appreciation is picking a couple of those suckers off?
That's kind of how I feel.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, how do we
I just
feel
like
really?
to watch them play. I like watching them play.
Innocent beings.
I mean,
they're innocent.
Yes.
Tearing up my yard.
They didn't ask to be
chewing
here.
up your phone lines.
They didn't ask to be here.
Neither did a copperhead or whatever.
What do you wonder about, Edward?
Well, I wonder about when like a big winter storm comes through, like this weekend. What happens to the squirrels?
You wonder about squirrels in a winter storm.
Do you think there's going to be a lot?
Squirrels are pretty resilient.
You think there's going to be a lot of deaths this weekend? Squirrel deaths?
Bart,
because that makes me sad to think about. Like, where do they go?
Bart, what happens to squirrels? Bart, what happens to squirrels in the snow?
Yeah. What do you?
I mean,
where do they go?
Does it wipe them out? Do they? What do they do?
Do you have a pet squirrel, Edward, that we don't know about?
No, I just I love all the beings of the earth.
You love all the beings of the earth.
Small mammals.
Edward's gonna call the cops if you shoot a squirrel in your backyard.
I won't call the cops. That's your decision.
What's the?
They stay warm in their nests or tree cavities, huddle with other squirrels, and use their sense of smell to find buried nuts, sometimes even tunneling through the snow to reach food or escape predators.
They're resilient. I mean, they're resilient creatures.
They are rodents. I want them out of my yard.
Creatures.
I want them out of my yard.
The
rodents.
The main problem with squirrels involve property damage, chewing wires, wood,
I've had that
insulation,
happen.
garden destruction, eating bulbs, crops, digging, and nuisance behaviors.
Well, they're
raiding bird
can I just
feeders,
ask,
making noise in attics.
Whose fault is that? Is it the human's fault for
Oh,
building
here we go.
on
that's
the
pretty
squirrel's
deep.
land?
That's pretty deep.
Man's fault. Man's fault. Blame us first.
Okay.
Adam
Let me
and
go
Eve,
here.
If you want to get right down to it, Adam and Eve had a lot to do with this. I mean, I'm sure the squirrels would have been wonderful without all that.
How about this? Okay. What about the mole that is terrorizing my yard and destroying
The mole did
my
not
yard?
ask to exist.
It's
He
not
just
Mole
tries to
Appreciation Day.
survive.
It's not Mole. We're not celebrating the mole today.
There is
We're
no Mole
celebrating the
Appreciation
squirrel.
Day because nobody appreciates
Let's curb the mole
moles.
discussion.
Yeah. I mean,
No,
that's
no,
a whole
no.
different deal.
No, the mole needs to die.
No, I don't disagree with that part. I don't disagree with that part. But the squirrels,
Let's be
though,
very
they're
clear.
just so innocent.
They wound up dead.
Yeah, exactly. The road.
I've gotten one.
The road to indecision is full of dead squirrels.
I feel
Just
bad
keep
for
that
all
in
the
mind.
small mammals
Appreciate that.
out there.
Well, that's
Rodents.
fine. You're welcome to
The
have your
rodents.
feelings.
They're defenseless.
Yeah, I mean, all right, they're property.
I'm
damage.
going to appreciate the squirrel today.
Me too.
And
I'll join you.
Thank you, Edward. We'll have a cocktail and watch the squirrel. What a day.
Yeah,
I bet if you get some lawn chairs and sit in the parking lot, you'll see a bunch back in these woods behind the studio.
You guys should go out in the woods and watch some
It's
squirrels.
a little cold, but I mean, once the weather warms,
That's
I'm
true.
with you.
All right.
How do you feel about just like squirrels as an entree?
No. Nope.
I've had squirrel before.
Yeah.
And it's not great. I mean, or maybe the preparation wasn't good.
Was it a little gamey?
It's kind of gamey. Matter of fact,
chewy.
Yeah, a little bit. They didn't soak it in milk the way you're supposed to. And I mean, it was just
I had deer this weekend.
Wow.
Deer steaks.
Okay. Were they good?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
Yeah. Just imagine what a little side of squirrel would do for that.
Hey, what about that innocent deer? How do you think? What do you think was going on with that innocent deer?
How about that innocent cow?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
That cow was just minding his own business over
I'm
there.
not the one who does the damage. I'm not the one who takes them out.
Okay. Yeah. You just sit up there in your ivory squirrel tower. 744. Good morning. You guys are part of my family. Everyone that listens to this show is just part of the Chuck and Bo family. We're building a community here.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Cutting corners is generally a bad idea. And when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial. Got a complicated job? They've got the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by Teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com. Looking for the perfect light beer to kick off the new year? Flight by Yingling raises the bar for light beers. With just 95 calories, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of a Yingling, but it's a light beer. Grab a Flight at your favorite store or ask your bartender and take your beer game to new heights. It's perfect for the holidays or watching a game. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
Buying or selling a home's a big deal, and you want someone who is with you every step of the way. That's why those of us at the Chuck and Bo Show wholeheartedly recommend Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, because we've experienced it. They've been my partners for life. They're Bo's partner now, and I promise you, when you become involved with Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, they'll become your partners for life too. They've been turning houses into homes since 1978, and you can always log on and check out their selection at WeicherGriffin.com.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like walk-ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine, like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites, like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
The nation's best home court advantage lives inside Bud Walton Arena. The Razorbacks are back inside the Basketball Palace of Mid-America, and Coach Calipari and the Hogs need you there and need you loud all season long. A limited number of single-game tickets are available right now. Just head over to ArkansasRazorbacks.com and purchase yours today.
I want to see you and Bart in the old three-legged race.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Let me just...
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, now more than ever, it's important to partner with a well-trained real estate professional, someone who understands all the ins and outs of the game and makes sense of all the things we read about in the real estate market every day. That's why I've partnered with Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, from the very beginning. And that's why I recommend them to you. I remember the first time I bought a home. I didn't have any idea what was going on. They did, fortunately, and they guided me through the process. They listened, and perhaps that's the most important thing. You want someone on your side of the table who understands your needs and who listens. Now, they've got offices in Northwest Arkansas. They're in Fayetteville and Bentonville. They're in the River Valley as well, in Fort Smith. You hear us talking about their office in Branson. You're going to see their yellow signs all over town, and you can log on to WeichertGriffin.com. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
When it comes to any kind of construction, you need to know and be able to depend on who you're dealing with. When it comes to your roof or a remodel, Teamwork Roofing and Construction builds everything using only the best materials, including Malarkey shingles that perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Your roof is more than just shingles. It protects your home, your business, and everything inside. Residential or commercial, simple or complex, Teamwork Roofing and Construction has the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget, treating every job like it's their own. They do what they say, show up when they say they will, and when the job's done, it's like they were never there, except for a brand new roof or a remodel. And they now do cabinetry. Get the customer care and reliability you can count on. Visit teamworkbuilt.com. That's teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by teamwork.
The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Part, with full replays available on YouTube and Twitter, or catch up on all 3 hours with a podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search The Chuck and Bo Show.
You've been thinking that you travel a lot, and we were wondering if it'd be okay if you just shared your location with us.
Probably not. But
just in case anything happens.
Yeah, I
just with the family here.
Yeah, well, I mean,
would you mind sharing your location with us?
I would mind. Yes.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Somebody, I think Surratt, the wide receiver for Indiana, gave Fernando Mendoza a $50,000 watch, a lot of bling. Celebrating, his Heisman run and the national championship. And then they went to some club in Miami and, popped a bunch of bottles. And
I would imagine
whatever
so.
they did.
Bunch of rich young guys.
They party like in a way they didn't used to be able to, after
like
winning an NCAA or CFP, in this case, championship, because they have money. Where in the past, most of them didn't have that kind of money. Most of the winning players didn't have it, and so now they've got more money than more discretionary money, at least in their mind, than some of their coaches do. But they were out having a big time. By the way, the whole stadium, like at least one half of the stadium, inside the stadium, like underneath, where the lockers are, the tunnel back there, cigar smoke after the game.
It's Miami.
Yeah, well, no. It is Miami, but Indiana
cigars. There's what I mean. And Indiana was celebrating.
That's become a thing. Everybody smokes cigars in the locker room now.
Yeah, it's a different deal.
After they win, if you win in life, or you just want to celebrate something in life, you can do it at Blakeman's. They'll take
I thought you
care
were
of
going to say we could smoke cigars
mark
in
the
here.
occasion. I think you could. You'd want to smoke a cigar if you left with that purple bag. You got the purple bag. I think I'll have a cigar to celebrate the purple bag I just bought. But whatever the occasion is, they're way more than jewelry. It's about your story and helping you market, helping you pick out the timeless piece that's perfect for the occasion. That's the kind of customer service and relationship that you get when you go to Blakeman's, the official jeweler of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Charlie's in Camden. It's 7:52. Charlie, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Charlie.
How you guys doing? It was that smoking cigar stuff. Who was the coach that used to do that? Was it the Celtics coach?
Red Auerbach. Yeah, Red Auerbach.
I mean, I shouldn't know that, right, Chuck? I'm too young to know that.
You really should have known that, though.
Hey, Chuck, I wanted to get your take on this and all you guys, but did it not seem like Cal last night? By the way, he takes over the first 3 minutes and 30 seconds of his post-game presser before even getting a question, because he probably already knows every question that is about to be asked. Did it not seem that he was more mad last night after that win than compared to the loss. Did it not seem that way to you guys?
Well, I thought it was kind of funny. Yeah.
But you know what it is, Chuck? It's
What?
psychology 101.
Yeah.
He's the master at it. And he almost said, like, you get him after every game, right, Chuck? Like all the games?
Pretty much.
You get him on the – so he almost says probably the same things to you that he does in the postgame presser.
Very similar.
I was thinking – and I was thinking last night before I go, guys, I know y'all got to get to a break or whatever.
You're good.
But DJ Wagner, when I did not know DJ wasn't going to start because I didn't get on social media before the game, and I didn't listen to nothing. As soon as I cut the game on, it was about to tip. And so I noticed the starting lineup was a bit different, and I thought to myself, okay, what's his reasoning behind this before he even comes out and says it? Well, it's going to be one or two reasons. One, he wants to get more out of DJ. Or two, maybe he's, trying to help the other guys out. But here's the deal. Here's what it was. It made sense to me. Let's get DJ back to playing a little bit more point guard. And I thought that was good. And it was a great job last night. Everybody acts like, Vanderbilt's really good. That's a really good offensive team. And if the Razorbacks defend like that, they can play with anybody. But right now, he's battling with those guys. We got two different teams, right? We got the Road Razorbacks and the Bud Walton Razorbacks. So if they can figure out how to get those a little closer together, the sky's the limit. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks,
Thank
Charlie.
you, Charlie. I thought the way Wagner played last night was the story of the game. Now, obviously, there are other players. It's a route and the whole deal. There's lots of things to focus on. I thought DJ played his best game maybe of the year. This guy's played like 90 college games between here and Kentucky. That's only the second time he didn't start. And he handled it the right way. He came off the bench, had some quick assists, had a basket. He was an impactful player last night. And coaching and approach and all that stuff had a lot to do with it.
Well, Cal had something in mind when he did it.
Sure he did.
He got what he wanted out of it.
Sure he did.
And, again, part of
started Knox again last night.
A lot of good players. When you got more guys that could start than you have room for, you figure it out.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
Imagine every sip and bite feels like you're celebrating the finer things in life. Chef Shiloh and the bartenders at Tusker's Tavern in Fayetteville have just dropped new menu items celebrating a cocktail culture and culinary craftsmanship. Daily happy hour, 5 to 6:30, 20% off wine by the glass and $5 local draft beer. And for fun, they've created Unhappy Hour, Monday through Wednesday from 9 to 11 p.m. with the same specials. It's Tusker's Tavern at the corner of Mission and Crossover in Fayetteville. I love a day or weekend at Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. The golf, the people, the hospitality, and the events they host always hit the mark, and members enjoy it all. State-of-the-art practice facilities, food, beverages, a big pool with a snack and beverage bar, tennis and pickleball courts, and they can even book you an exclusive fly fishing trip. There's no initiation fee, and for out-of-towners, a membership is only $185 a month. It's Big Creek Country Club in Mountain Home. It's home away from home.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Donuts, Red Bull, and lottery tickets. I mean, how could you want anything
Courtesy
more?
of the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
When it comes to watching games, nobody does it like Walk-Ons. Over 60 TVs at every location, and the food and drinks win. Mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys and gumbo, plus fan favorites like the best burger you can get anywhere, and more draft beers and cocktails than you can count. Incredible food, wonderful service, and a viewing experience like none other. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag is still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
When you're looking for tough, reliable equipment for people you trust, WT Equipment delivers. WT Equipment is a local, family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And they've built their reputation by carrying the brands you know and depend on. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, and Steel, they have the equipment and implements to get the job done right. Whether you're tackling a big job or everyday work, WT Equipment offers a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance, including compact track loaders, skid steers, excavators, and more. Their lots are packed and ready to move with special deals you don't want to miss. Bobcat is the industry leader, tough, reliable, and built to handle any job you throw at it. Nobody does light construction or hay and forage better than WT Equipment. Backed by trusted service and support long after the sale. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment location today or log on to WTEquip.com. Tools you trust and people you know.
Previously heard on the Chuck and Bo Show.
I heard someone say the other day that, the model in professional sports is like basically for every dollar you bring in. When you break it all down, you get through all the expenses, every dollar you bring in, the players are going to get between 45 and 50% of that dollar, all right? In college, it's more like about 25 to 30%. The difference is the size of the staffs, and I'm not talking about the coaching staffs. I'm talking about go to a professional operation. I'm not talking about like the Dallas Cowboys. I'm talking about your average professional sports operation. Front office wise, the people you don't see, it's pretty lean and mean. I mean, it really is. There are 2 people, there's one person doing 2 people's jobs in some of these organizations. Not all of them, but some of them. In college sports, just the people working in the building, the numbers just dwarf the people that work for professional sports organizations. And all those people have to be paid. And so there is much more of a financial burden on a college athletic department. But when you hear stories like that, like you were talking about, the average Arkansan will never set foot on a private plane. The average Arkansan, when they,
average American,
when they go to Smashburger, it's not $600 and it's not being DoorDash. I think sometimes people don't understand when they do these things how it plays. They don't understand how it looks. Maybe, life is, you don't think about that, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But every time a story like that comes out, people do notice. I mean, they may not say anything, but they do notice.
It did remind me, the $600 DoorDash of Smashburger did remind me of several teenage girls in a Starbucks order. I mean,
it's just nuts.
I'm just telling you. Careful, dads.
Never miss a moment of the show thanks to the Chuck and Bo Show on Demand, driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. Stream the podcast version of the show on Spotify or Apple. Just search for the Chuck and Bo Show.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
I put the old Keurig on, hit 10 ounces strong because I gotta have the strong.
That's
button.
true.
And because if you're drinking coffee, man, you need to actually drink coffee.
Go all the way.
Like, when you can see through the coffee, like if you were to put coffee in one of those glass mugs
just brown
and you
water.
could see through it, that's disgusting.
Yeah, that's horrible.
I mean, if you could see through a clear coffee mug, through your coffee, you might be a bad person.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this much.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night, love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
8:02, it's Wednesday.
All day.
Portals popping. Otis Kirk's here to talk about it. The legend Otis Kirk, the GOAT, the OG.
The OG.
Of recruiting.
OG, how did it go for the Razorbacks this year, OG?
Well, you know what? It went pretty dang well, guys. I mean, people thought I was crazy last Friday. Chuck said he saw my post, 10 to 12 signings over the weekend, and people said, you need some rest. You lost your mind. And actually, they did that. They signed a bunch of players the last day. Well, what happened was, I think I explained that here in the brief time we had, but you know, it's just that you had to get those kids signed because the deadline was Friday, but as long as you get it in a reasonable time, there's ways to get around that, especially with Monday being a holiday, Dr. King's birthday. So they were okay there, but you know, yeah, they did well. Guys, I've broken this down. They've got 41 portal guys, 3 JUCO, and 19 high school kids. Right now, they've signed 63 players that new from Coach Silverfield and his staff. 63. You know, that breaks down to on the team scholarship-wise, 4 quarterbacks, 6 running backs, 13 wide receivers, 5 tight ends, 16 O-linemen, 9 linebackers, 18 DBs, and 17 defensive linemen, 5 specialists. My point in saying that was to kind of point out they really haven't missed at any position. I mean, usually, you know, guys, Bo and Chuck, we've all done this a long time. And you can look at a class and say, man, they're really short right there. If they could have just gotten a couple more. And you can maybe say that about safety. But for the most part, Arkansas has really done well, and they've covered their bases in all positions when you combine what they have coming back from the last year's team with the new players, with the JUCO kids, with the portal, with the high school kids. They pretty well covered their needs, and that's just incredible. And that's a commit. Ryan Silverfield. This on the first full day on the job was that Monday. He flipped 4 Arkansas kids, 4 stars. 3 of them were 4-star. One was 3-star. Used to be a 4-star. But he flipped them on the first day, and that's when it kind of gathered some remote momentum for recruiting, and it hasn't let up since then. They've really done well. And it's not just me. I mean, there's national services having the number 2 class in the SEC portal class. So, I mean, it's not just me looking through these, drinking this Kool-Aid, you know. It's been pretty well national. But what I look at is they've covered their bases on all positions. And there's been time last year I couldn't say it about defensive tackle with the class. I couldn't say that after the portal. They were short on defensive tackles. It was an obvious shortage, and it bit them in the butt during the season. And that's. But there's not. I don't see an obvious shortage in this class.
Otis, of these new guys that they're bringing in, and you just went through, I mean, there's a lot of them.
Right.
Percentage-wise, how many of them are they looking at saying we've got to have this guy play and play well right now? I mean, we need him to come in here. If he's a bust, we've not done our job right here.
Chuck, I know you and Bo well, and I knew you'd probably ask that. And so I wrote down 10 players that I think there's probably more.
Right there. That's my man.
There's 10 players I wrote down with knowing that one of you two would ask that question. Go. I wrote down Chris Marshall at wide receiver, Lakai Rowe. Well, let me do this, Puppy. Chris Marshall at wide receiver, Bryant Williams and Terrence Roberson at offensive tackle, Malachi Braylon from Memphis at offensive guard, Carter Stoutmire and Christian Harrison at safety, Xavier Sims, a defensive tackle from Oregon, and I think I said Chris Marshall, but Lakai Rowland and Jaheim Johnson at corners, and Kamari House at linebacker. Those to me, that's 10 kids, guys. If I didn't leave somebody out, but that's 10 kids I wrote down because I knew you'd probably have to, and that's legit. Those are legit 10 guys that they really need to step up there and start. Now, there'll probably be some others, but even if there's not, if you get 10 starters right there, and those are some important positions. You got 3 offensive linemen, 2 corners, 2 safeties, a linebacker, wide receiver. So, I mean, you know, we're talking pretty important positions, you know.
I know the linebacker from North Carolina had a lot of production. I don't know as much about some of these other guys you mentioned. That's a thing that Cignetti, and I don't want to get into this cliche of everybody's got to do it like Cignetti now.
Right.
But I do love the idea and the philosophy that you go get guys that have produced somewhere else. And that's not to say guys that redshirted somewhere, didn't play much last year, aren't going to come in and have an impact. Maybe it was their time at that school this year, but they're here now. But specifically, have those guys that you mentioned, have most of them or all of them produced where they were?
The one that has, let me look at this. The one that has not is Xavier Sims, but I've known that kid since he was in the 9th grade at Denison, Texas. He ended up moving to Durant, Oklahoma, became the number 1 player in the state. He redshirted 1 year and then played a year in Oregon. He has not. But here's what they've done. Here's another thing, Bo. They have done a great job of getting these guys who have played and produced, older guys at these schools. But what they have also done, and here's where I think Arkansas's got to hit the portal, and I think Silverfield gets it. They have got to go get the Xavier Sims, the kids from Southern Cal, the kids from Alabama. You remember Drew Sanders hadn't played much in Alabama. I think there's a mixture there. You go get these kids that were 4- and 5-star kids, number 1, number 2 player in the state of wherever they were from, number 1, number 2, number 3 players in that state. When they were seniors, Arkansas had no chance at them. Arkansas had no chance at them. But what they do, they go to Alabama, they go to Oregon, they go to Ohio State, and they get behind these kids and they see, hey, man, I was great in high school. There's about 3 people still ahead of me at this school. So you go get them too. So what he did, what Silverfield and his staff did, they went and got a mixture of the guys who have proven themselves. 9 out of those 10 I named are proven players. Mm-hmm. But they also did a good job of getting 3 defensive linemen, 1 signed by Saban that went to Virginia and produced, and it just, they've done a good job of getting players who are young and maybe haven't produced, but they were the number 1. Seals was number 1 player in Oklahoma his senior year, number 1 player, and he came to camp. So I saw him at camp, and so I think they've done what they've done. They've done a great mixture of that. I don't know if they could go out and repeat what Cignetti did and get all older players because they're 2-10. But I think they took a great approach if they went and got some of those guys, but they also looked at their base and said, hey, let's get these guys that's got 3 or 4 years of eligibility left. They were 4 5-stars out of high school. We had no chance at them at that time, and now we can get them. And that's what I think Arkansas did, and I think they did it very, very smart. And I do think that's how Arkansas gets back through the transfer portal.
So you feel good about it. It sounds like you feel really good about what they did.
Yes.
Overall.
I do. I feel great about it. Biggest thing, like I said, 2 things. One, they don't have an obvious shortage. They've hit every position. Could they get a better player or 2 at some of these positions? Sure. And there's some time to do that, even though if they don't come in spring. They've still got some scholarships to go upgrade. But I do think that they have taken a wise approach to recruiting. They, like I said, I know I'm repeating myself, but I do think they've got some older guys who have proven and can play, and some other guys who maybe were great but got buried on the depth chart, like a Drew Sanders at Alabama. Alabama, and I think they've done a good mixture of that. And I think that's how you recruit, at least right now. Now, who's to say if Arkansas gets to win 8, 9 games a year? And I'm not saying they will, but if they do, then they'll probably get some of those players I said they couldn't get. But when you're 2-10 or 6-6, you're not going to get those players, guys. That's obvious. But if you start winning, then you'll get some of that. But you still got to be smart with the portal, because I think the portal, that's how Cignetti did it in Indiana. But I think that's where you can make your team. There is no excuse for being really bad in this day and age with the transfer portal, because there's some upgrades out there. It's your job to identify them and go get them. And you've got to identify them. You've got to hit the right one. But if you do and you have the right culture, you can win games through the transfer portal, and then you mix in your 18, 19, 20 high school kids, and they've got a few JUCO kids. Who knows? That maybe they'll hit on them, maybe they don't. But at least these are kids that are talented players.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm also interested in your take on the staff, because they went out, they've increased staff size, increased salaries, all these. And as it relates to evaluating and the GM they brought in, Crowley, and all of this combined, we don't know until they get out there, what they're going to look like. Yeah. But Silverfield's track record indicates he's a pretty good coach when it comes to being disciplined and those types of things. But as a staff, how do you think these guys are, and how have they done as evaluators, in your opinion?
everything that I've seen, and I've talked to some people on various people, not just the coaches from Memphis. Obviously, they got a coach from Cincinnati, and they've got coach from various places. Ron Roberts, who I was hoping to actually Stan would hire when he hired T-Will a few years ago, because I really like Coach Roberts. But I think they've done a good job. But what I've heard from the guys, and I'll tell you what, I've heard they're all great evaluators. And I think that's what you've got to be at Arkansas. It's as important to be a great evaluator as a great recruiter, because if you don't evaluate, you can get in over your head pretty quickly. So I think evaluations, is as important as anything in recruiting. I mean, I always have. But also, I've talked to some people in the Arizona GM, and I'll tell you, man, usually when a guy leaves there, he sings, he was overrated. This guy, they're still singing his praises out there. I talked to a reporter who's covered them for 10 years, and I know he was on there, I think, a couple of years. But I mean, this guy was singing this guy's praise. He credited the GM with the turnaround at Arizona. Mm-hmm. I mean, these are people who see the guy leave and they don't turn on him. I just think that's incredible, and I think it shows what. I think Silverfield came here with a plan, and I think he's executed it, And, has he been perfect? No. And he's not going to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. But I think he has planned, he stuck to it, and I think he's executed it very well. When I say Silverfield, I'm talking about he and his entire staff, obviously. One man's not doing all this. I get that. But I'm just saying, I think they've executed their plan, and I think it's going to pay off. Am I saying 10 wins next year? No, I don't know how many games they're going to win. I don't know if they'll win. I don't know how many they'll win. Nobody else does either. But I do think they're giving themselves a fighting chance, and I think the program is only going to get better. Because, I mean, they're going from 2-10, so who knows where they'll go to. But I do think it's on the rise, and I think Silverfield was a very good hire. And I think, two things when he's hired. I should give the man a chance, and I hope Hunter gives him a fighting chance with NIL. They're not going to be the number one team in the SEC NIL-wise, money-wise. I get that. But giving the man a fighting chance, it seems like Hunter has done that. And also, like I told fans, just give the man a chance. Hey, that's what I said about anybody, Bo, Chuck. I mean, everybody deserves a chance,
Mm-hmm. Hey, before we get chatting, I got to ask you about the basketball game last night. Basketball team, Cal changing a few things up last night in the lineup. I mean, what'd you think?
I thought, speaking of the lineup, I thought DJ coming off the bench. I was kind of surprised to see Malik start, but DJ coming off the bench looked like a revive. I mean, it looked like he had a new life there. I think he played well off the bench, and it gave him a chance too. And I know you guys pointed this out, or Chuck, I know you pointed, but it gave a chance a little bit play a couple, a little bit off the ball with DJ handling the ball there on the second, and so I really liked that. And I look, they took it to inside the paint points. They killed Vanderbilt, rebounded, and they killed Vanderbilt, and they shot the ball well. And I like the line. Knox played well. When Knox plays well, he's been fighting these nagging injuries. I get that. But when he plays well, when Wagner plays well, A-Cup's going to play well. And it seems like Ewan and Pringle are kind of Ewan's gotten a lot better. Pringle's, I thought, was solid last night, maybe more so than usual. I really liked what they did last night, guys. I mean, it looked like they took control of the game. It was 2-2, and I believe they went on, 11-0 run and 13-2, if I remember right.
That's right.
But, they took control of the game, and they didn't let up, because teams have been, even Arkansas came back on Georgia. They didn't let Vanderbilt come back last night, and I thought that was huge.
Yeah, it was, and it's fun to watch. Good atmosphere, and hey, Otis, are you ready for the snow? Are you a shorts guy? Are you wearing shorts no matter how cold or snow it gets?
You bet. I have not worn. I wore long pants one day since I moved, and that's to Nate Allen's. No, 2 times. I went to Silverfield's press conference with long pants, and to Nate Allen's memorial service with long pants. Other than that, I have never worn long pants. And as soon as I got out of those events, I came home and put on shorts, and I will be wearing shorts this weekend, guys. Hey, it's just a good week, snow or not. When the Lakers and the Rams and the Razorbacks wins, hell, it's a great day, guys. It's a great day to be alive, man. Great week.
There he is. Great day to be alive. Otis Kirk, the OG. Check him out on the Pig Trail Nation on Twitter or Hogville Otis. We'll do it again later. Thanks, man.
You bet. Anytime, guys. Appreciate both of you.
Yeah, appreciate you. 8:16.
Long pants.
Yeah.
Nate's memorial service. Nate would have wondered.
And Silverfield's press conference.
Silverfield's press conference.
And Nate would have wondered what
the world's going on. Yeah, what are you thinking?
What happened to you? He mentioned moving. If you're looking to move, there's only one place. One person, one place to call.
If you're looking for a home or if you're looking to sell your home, Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, is certainly the place to call. You read a lot of things about the housing market. I mean, you can open up any publication out there. Somebody's got an opinion. It's always good to talk to someone that actually knows. In times like these, talk to someone who's actually in the business. They are at Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. They do this every day. These are not side gigs. They're not just paying for summer vacation by selling a house or two. They do this every single day. They know the market backwards and forwards. They know the region backwards and forwards, and that benefits you, whether you're a buyer or a seller. Now, they're all over the area. You're going to see their yellow signs all over town. That means they're selling houses. They're in Washington and Benton counties. They're in Fort Smith. They're in Branson. They've got a wide selection of homes, and you can check them out at WeichertGriffin.com.
I don't know if anybody else is having fun, but this is a blast for me.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Hey folks, Chuck Barrett here, the voice of the Razorbacks. And if you're ready for freedom from glasses or contacts, there's only one name you need to know: McDonald Eye Associates. Whether it's LASIK, clear lens exchange, or advanced cataract surgery, they've got the solution to help you see your best, no matter your age. Doctors Betts and Mengarelli are the real deal, two of the most experienced surgeons anywhere. They've even taken care of my eyes. And now I'm seeing the basketball court crystal clear. I'm so glad I chose McDonald Eye, and you will be too.
Cutting corners is generally a bad idea. And when it comes to roofing, it's real bad. That's why Teamwork Roofing and Construction uses only the best materials, like Malarkey shingles, which perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Residential or commercial. Got a complicated job? They've got the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget. You need a roof that's built on quality and powered by teamwork. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Log on to teamworkbuilt.com and get a quote today. That's teamworkbuilt.com.
Did you know Chevy of Fayetteville is the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas? That means nobody sells more cars, trucks, or SUVs than Chevy of Fayetteville. They've been a part of our community for over 25 years. They're supporters of our local schools and the Razorbacks. And they're the best after the sale. An award-winning service and parts department, a waiting area, complimentary loaners. So go see Chris Mark in Denver and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park.
Hey, I'm sorry if this makes too much sense. I am more than happy to hear where I'm off on this.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is proudly driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park. We've been talking about them for a number of years. The truth is, they've been Northwest Arkansas's premier vehicle dealership for really as long as I can remember. There are lots of reasons for that. Starts with great brands: Honda, Acura, Chevy, Toyota. And then they've got the largest pre-owned selection that you're going to find anywhere. Trusted names. And they're all right here at the Fayetteville Auto Park. But what really separates them is what happens after the sale. You want to know your vehicle can be serviced by people you trust, right where you bought it. And that's exactly what you get at Fayetteville Auto Park. An award-winning service department and an award-winning collision center, all under one roof. It really is your one-stop automobile headquarters. They've been in business for 25 years. That's a long time. Built on trust, relationships, top-tier service. That's how you stay around as long as they have. The Fayetteville Auto Park. Drive with confidence.
Looking for the perfect light beer to kick off the new year? Flight by Yingling raises the bar for light beers. With just 95 calories, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of a Yingling, but it's a light beer. Grab a Flight at your favorite store or ask your bartender and take your beer game to new heights. It's perfect for the holidays or watching a game. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. Hang out with Bo and me every weekday morning from 6 to 9 live on YouTube or Twitter, or catch up with the podcast version of the show available on Spotify and Apple.
You're going to be there, right?
Maybe.
Well, I'm saving you a seat.
I'm giving it the big maybe.
The hard maybe.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
8:22. Otis with an injection of life into the show right there. Pretty excited about the recruiting.
I mean, the proof will be obviously when they play, but I do think it's interesting. That's why I asked the question about who's got to come in and hit.
63 players signed.
There's always some that have to hit for it to be a good class. You may have 10 or 15 that bust. But if you got the right 10 or 12 that hit, it's a good class.
He's ready for your question.
He was
rattled it off, and I mean, they've got some guys that don't have a lot of production, but they have a good resume in terms of coming out of high school and going into the schools they signed at, which at the time they signed were celebrated. And you don't ever know on those guys. Like, did they? Was the guy ahead of them just that much better? Have they not developed yet into what they can? But obviously they've got upside, and you could enjoy some of that. But you can't, if we've learned anything from this whole Indiana discussion, the less that you have to rely on projections and upside, and the more you can rely on productivity where they did it somewhere else, it seems like that doesn't give you a national championship, but it certainly makes you a more solid roster.
No, you're right. Now, there are guys out there, and he cited Drew Sanders. And that's a pretty good example of a really good player who's second and third string on a team, and he's not going to be a starter. Team's too good. He's not going to start. And he comes to Arkansas and is great. Then you've got a guy, and I'm not picking on Jaheim Singletary, but what was he? He was a 5-star, 4-star, close to it. Signed with Georgia. Didn't do much there. Came here, didn't do much here, and now he's playing for somebody else. Left during the offseason. So sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss on those guys. But I'm with you. I like the guys who've played. Doesn't mean because a guy goes to a place like Oregon or Alabama and he doesn't play that he can't play for you or anybody else. But the guys that have been out there are the ones that, you have to keep an eye on first, I think.
They got, was it Mitchell, the second?
Miguel Mitchell's coming back.
Yeah, he's coming back.
That's one thing. In fact, I was reading an article, very common right now in college football for general managers to be contacted by players who enter the portal and want to come back. This thing coaches said 2 or 3 years ago, hey, you enter that portal, see ya. You don't really have that luxury. Some programs do. A lot of them aren't football programs. But in football, it's with the numbers like they are. It's very difficult to say to somebody, all right, you put your name in the portal, don't even think about asking to come back. Because, number one, you may need them. And number two, you may need them. And they need Miguel Mitchell. Otis was talking about safeties. They need that guy.
This isn't new news, but I missed it when it came out. Scott Starzik went to LSU.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
I was wondering where he ended up landing. And then you got a guy that started at Tennessee. Max Holton? Was that?
Gilbert.
Max Gilbert. 63 new players, man. Wow. That's a lot of players, but that's the norm now, and in most places. What'll be interesting for me with Silverfield as we just kind of wrap this topic up, at least I think, is the guys that he signed this year. How many of them can he retain that he wants to retain? So let's just say they win 6 games next year. Let's just break down the middle of the road. And can you bring most of your roster back and built on what you did last year? Or do you got to start all over again? And I think retention is something with the portal that some schools have done better than others. And even though they didn't win the national championship this year, I'm talking about Ohio State, they're right there again. Ohio State, I think, didn't have the quarterback that they needed to take the run as deep as they needed to this year. But if they're a little bit better there, I mean, they're still obviously a really great team, and they're one of the favorites to win it all again next year. But they've done a great job of retaining the players they want. And I think at Arkansas, if you can get some guys in the portal, but you can decrease the size of the portal class you've got to sign every year, that's going to help you.
Look at Ohio State. It's what they retained that got them back to be in a position to do what they did last year. It's the portal guy that cost them. If they'd been better at quarterback, they'd have done it again. But I do think that retention, I think that's as important an aspect of the transfer portal as there is out there. And I think that's one thing, to me, Otis was breaking down, his thoughts on this as a whole, and I certainly don't keep up with it the way he does. But I think about K.J. Jackson, Quincy Rhodes, setting the stage to retain players you wanted, and then signing in-state kids right out of the gate, some of whom may help you, some of whom may not. We don't know, just like everybody else. But you went out there and you made a statement to the state that we're paying attention, and we are going to go get the best kids in our state. If they don't pan out, it's not going to be because we didn't give them a shot. And I think those things set a tone for what has transpired since. Now, I'm not saying that this in and of itself signals, an Indiana-type turnaround. I'm not suggesting that at all. But I am suggesting it's progress. And I am suggesting I think we'll see some dividends from this on the field next year. If you're expecting Arkansas to be in the playoff as a result of all this, hey, I'm with you. I mean, I'd love to be there, just like the rest of you. But I don't know that that's going to happen. What I do think, based on who they've signed, is that they've identified the type player that they want, the type guy they want playing in their program, and they've gone out and they've signed those guys. Now we'll see if they're able to develop them and win some games.
We're getting ready for the great blizzard of 6 to 8 or 10 feet of snow coming this weekend. Is that accurate, Bart? 10 feet?
No.
Or we're going to be
20 feet?
More like 75 feet of snow.
75 feet.
Honestly,
how much snow are we getting this weekend? How much ice? How much snow? How much?
It's going to depend. Nobody really knows.
What does it
right
depend
now.
on?
When's it coming, Bart? When is whatever coming?
Are we having school Monday?
I would expect that school will definitely be out on Monday. The problem with whatever wintry precipitation
Bart's
we
gone
get
down the road right there.
Whatever wintry precipitation we get, the temperatures aren't going to warm up. I think the current projected low Sunday evening into Monday morning is minus 13.
That's pretty chilly.
So this stuff is not going to melt.
Yeah.
So whatever comes this weekend is going to be around Monday and Tuesday.
Do I need to turn the faucets on now? Just full blast?
No, probably not.
Just all the faucets in the whole full blast.
No.
I went through the house this morning, opening all the doors, man.
Yeah,
it's 50 degrees today.
Will a drip suffice?
I'm ready, though.
Will a drip suffice in this minus 13? Are you sure?
You got to leave that little trickle thing going, when it gets really
Dick
cold.
Trickle's got to be going.
Make sure your outdoor faucets are covered.
Covered, absolutely.
Make sure those are covered.
It's critical.
Tip.
It's critical.
Pro tip. When's it? What's the window here of
Friday?
Fear? What's the window of fear?
Friday afternoon into evening, early evening, probably. As of right now, again, this is going to keep changing as we get closer and closer. But as of right now, that's kind of the window for when the winter event will start.
The winter event.
So Thursday's
and
the
I'm not
day to
talking about a sale.
Panic and run to Walmart and buy bread and milk, even though you never drink milk or eat bread.
Right. Yeah. Milk sandwiches.
Go stock up on that Thursday. Yeah. That's panic day.
Yeah.
Spam.
Or you could go today. You could go today and beat the rush.
Yeah, that wouldn't be any fun though. You wouldn't see all the people you know.
Yeah, it would be a lot of fun actually. Walmart Plus order in today. Get it done today.
Get those drones flying. Let's go. Get that stuff delivered.
First Security Banks all over Arkansas. You can get that done today too. They got more convenient locations. I got this nice shirt they gave me right here. Yep. Bart's got his hat on.
Yep. That's right.
All over Arkansas. Personal, business. One of the things that's great about their small business checking account is it's designed to manage your business's day-to-day finances. Separate from your personal accounts. And this separation helps you with bookkeeping, tax prep, personal liability protection. It's just, they help you with all the forms of banking you need. And if it's a home loan, they can help you with that too. FSbank.com, First Security Bank, member FDIC, the official bank of the Chuck and Bo Show. It's 8:31. If you got to go to the bank, look, don't wait till Friday. There's a location near you. But coming Friday, we might not see you guys for a while. It could be, who knows?
We're going to bunk out here.
We may have to do that. We may have to come in here.
Did you see Bard turn his nose up right there?
The thing is, the whole weekend here is asking a lot. Like if we had to come in on Sunday because it was going to be a frightening event on Monday, but apparently the whole weekend's just going to be, the snowpocalypse or whatever.
We'll be lucky if we're still around next year.
Yeah, we will be. So let's live every day.
Let's live for the day.
Let's live every day like it's our last.
Go.
Good Lord.
Chuck has a little bit of a bad habit of getting on Facebook and buying things.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oaklawn is here for when you want the ultimate escape, all in one place. Check into the luxury hotel. Escape to Astral Spa, the only Forbes 4-star rated spa in Arkansas. Indulge at award-winning restaurants like the Bugler or the Oak Room and Bar, all before having the time of your life at the 24/7 smoke-free casino, where the energy goes all night. Here, excitement and luxury meet under one roof. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Bo, and it seems like every day somebody else is asking me about the Sweat No Edge. It's real. It's a new me. It can be a new you. It's completely changed my energy level and my exercise gains. My mind's clearer. I sleep better. Life's just more enjoyable. If you get drained in the afternoon, or maybe you just can't shake that weight, do what I did. Take the Sweat No Edge. It's a free consultation. You get your results, and they'll give you a game plan. Just search the Sweat No Edge or log on to sweatnomcosmetic.com. Kids, there's never a good deal good enough with a bad person. Still a bad deal.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Ryan Silverfield has my attention.
Oh, yeah? Well, okay.
Has my attention.
Okay.
Is this like the seal of approval?
Look at that.
Well,
Are we moving closer to the Bart seal of approval?
The man hasn't coached a game yet here.
Yeah.
But he has your attention.
He has my attention for what he's doing in the transfer portal. When
y'all better put him in the Heisman.
Sure.
Pay attention.
Look, when you see these initial transfer portal rankings, you expect them to change pretty rapidly over the course of the portal period as some of the big dogs in the sport, get after it and start signing players and everything. But when you look at what Arkansas has done in the portal, they've been hanging around the top 10 this entire time in terms of portal class rankings. 10th right now in the country, according to 24/7 Sports. 11th via On3. They're doing a great job in the portal, but what, at least it appears that way, right? We have no idea how these guys are going to play at Arkansas, right? But it appears that things are going well. Here's what caught my attention yesterday. Maryland transfer corner Lakai Rowland signed with Arkansas. Starter at Maryland, had a good year as the starter at Maryland. They're, you could say their best player in the defensive backfield. That alone is, eye-grabbing, and a starter from a Power 4 conference school. He visited Ohio State, right? And Ohio State fans were really pissed off that they didn't get this guy. And that he came to Arkansas.
At First Security Bank, banking isn't one size fits all. It's personal because everyone's financial journey looks a little different. From managing day-to-day spending, to running a small business, to helping your kids learn more smart money habits, or taking that big step toward buying a home. At First Security, you get the services you expect, the technology you need, and the real support of local people who live here, know the community, and take the time to understand what you're trying to accomplish. Life moves fast, and having a bank that moves with you makes
makes a difference. Whether you prefer stopping by a branch, banking on the app, or picking up the phone to talk with someone who actually knows your name, First Security is there. They offer smart tools like mobile banking, bill pay, and mobile check deposit, along with thoughtful solutions like flex banking for kids, checking built for small businesses, and local mortgage lenders who guide you through the home buying process. Choose the power of personal. Bank better at First Security. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You know, Oaklawn in Hot Springs is where excitement, luxury, and nonstop action come together, all in one unforgettable destination. The Oaklawn Casino Resort features a 24/7 smoke-free casino with more than 1,500 slot machines, plus blackjack, craps, roulette, along with great dining, live entertainment, and energy that goes all night. When it comes time to relax, check into the luxury hotel, enjoy award-winning restaurants like the Bugler, and unwind at the Astral Spa, Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa. And it's the perfect escape with Hot Springs National Park and beautiful scenic lakes just minutes away. And for sports fans, Oaklawn Sportsbook keeps the action going year-round. Bet on football, basketball, baseball, golf, and more. Even international sports with easy deposits and withdrawals, all through America's best sports betting app. Oaklawn is your Hot Springs escape. Plan your visit today at oaklawn.com. The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Park, with full replays available on YouTube and Twitter, or catch up on all 3 hours with a podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search The Chuck and Bo Show.
Well, I just want to say we need to appreciate Boyd a little more, because Boyd know what the hell he's talking about. Boy, you bad, boy.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
So last Thursday night, Chuck got some information, and we didn't really know what to do with it, other than it was really sad. And we had learned that Eddie from Clarksville had died. And we discussed it, and on Friday the news was so new, we didn't feel like it was our place to talk about it at that point. And then Monday we weren't here, and then yesterday you were playing hurt, and I wasn't here. And but we want to take a minute and just remember Eddie, because Eddie was all heart all the time when he called the show. Going back all the way, Chuck, when I took over after you did a show for 12 years, going all the way back to that show. When we had sports talk in the afternoons, and then Eddie made his rounds. Man, there wasn't a show that Eddie wouldn't go on if he had something to say, and he had a lot to say. But he was unique, and he was a personality, what you would call a caller, but a sports personality in Arkansas. So we want to look back, listen back today to some of the fun times as we remember the laughs and the fun and the passion that we got so many times from Eddie from Clarksville.
I'm not Ric Flair. I'm not the Nature Boy. I'm Eddie from Clarksville. That's the whistleblower, naturally born. And I've been on the hog train since I was 7 years old. I don't plan on getting off of it anytime soon.
Eddie in Clarksville, what's going on?
Spring football's in the air. I don't care what the SEC media says. I'm very optimistic about this upcoming season. The fans of this state are hungry. Sir, I'm 50 years old, sir. I have a dream. I have a bucket list for us to win a national championship. A plan is just this. A plan is typically a diagram for steps with details of timing and resources to achieve an objective or goal. It needs to be excellent. Ken Hamlin, what a player he was. Steve Atwater, Billy Ray Smith, Dan Hampton, even David Basil. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll, boy. It's unacceptable now. It's unacceptable in the future. It's unacceptable tomorrow. We have a host of running backs that keep the ball moving. Duval, Deswall, Whaley, Hayes back. We got some guys that can run the ball. And one of my most favorite players, sir, of all time, had a saying. That was Mr. Darren McFadden. He had a saying when he hit the playing field. He said, he brought the wood. Got that wood right here, baby. And I'm asking this team and to challenge this team, who will bring the wood on the road to get the bases runners across home plate. Let's look at mediocrity. What is the definition of mediocrity? It's just a consistent, it's based within a class of, dominant class of people with a belief of being mediocre. Well, he's going to get that philosophy. He's going to accept mediocrity in our program. We're not going to be mediocre anymore. Where's Duval Wally? Don't look ahead. Take care of business. And it's on me of November to remember. The play calling was just atrocious against Alabama. A team like Alabama is too well coached to fall for anything like that. The play calling was just atrocious. They hear the whistle blow because it's going to be blowing.
Okay. Does that do it for you? You want to hear it again?
I want to hear it one more time. This fan base, our sense is not ready. You better get ready because it's coming.
You want to hear it one more time?
Hey, let me hear the whistle.
God bless you, Chuck. God bless you, Bo Manley. And God bless the whole nation.
Oh, man.
God bless Eddie.
Yeah, a lot of laughs.
Wow.
But it's just terribly sad. But we're going to remember the great stuff.
I have to tell you, every single time they handed the ball to Devois Whaley, I fought not to say Duval Wally. I knew in my mind there was going to be a point before he left. I would say they hand the ball to Duval Wally, and that would be my last day. I could not get that out of my head. I think that's one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, man.
I could not, for 2 years, get it out of my head. And, wow, I mean, how lucky we were, in all seriousness. How lucky were we that he shared all that with us?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, how lucky were we?
I mean, he brought every bit of his Razorback passion every single time, didn't he? I mean, and it was it was like well prepared and off the cuff at the same time, and you just never knew what was coming next.
Well, and he was riffing a lot of times too. He was riffing.
Yeah.
He just, and those of you who just kind of like take off and say and play and do things, I mean, you know what I'm talking about. He was just speedballing. I mean, there it was.
Like a pastor in a church at
Yeah,
times.
the Spirit moved him.
All the time. And then the lyrics. I mean, it would go from like Tupac to Kenny Chesney. It would be Mellencamp to
Brian Adams.
Brian Adams. Yes, a lot of Brian Adams. Everything I do it for you. Oh, man. Well, Eddie, you are going to be missed, but we will always have the memories. And he certainly left his mark on the sports talk radio industry in Arkansas with the Razorbacks, but gone way too soon. And we're going to remember the good times. We'll take a beat, a moment of silence here, and certainly thinking about Eddie's family.
Well, I've got a lot more rhythm than people realize.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Looking for the perfect light beer to kick off the new year? Flight by Yingling raises the bar for light beers. With just 95 calories, you can enjoy the crisp, refreshing taste of a Yingling, but it's a light beer. Grab a Flight at your favorite store or ask your bartender and take your beer game to new heights. It's perfect for the holidays or watching a game. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. Are you looking for tough, reliable equipment from people you can trust? WT Equipment is your local family-owned dealership with 8 locations across Arkansas. And yep, they're big-time hog fans too. From Bobcat to New Holland, Hustler, Steel, and more, they carry the brands you know and trust to get the job done. Whether it's equipment or implements, WT Equipment has the tools you need, including a full lineup of Bobcat machines built for power and performance. Stop by your nearest WT Equipment today.
Some moments call for more than just a win. They call for unforgettable. At Blakeman's, you're not just buying a diamond. You're creating an experience that starts the moment you walk through the door. Their newly remodeled space is absolutely stunning, and Cafe B has a personal touch you won't find anywhere else. Their in-house diamond expert makes it easy to find the perfect piece for any occasion, and that purple bag, still undefeated when it comes to saving the day. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. It's more than jewelry. It's your story.
If you're having issues with your gutters or drainage around the house, you need to call Hog Trough Gutters. They're locally owned and operated with over 30 years of experience. Seamless gutters made on site, trenching and French drains. Plus, they're fully licensed and insured, and every job comes with a 20-year guarantee. Hog Trough Gutters services all of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Log on to their website, hoggutters.com, to find out more. That's hog, Gutters.com. There's no better shopping experience than you're going to find at Macadoodles or at Guess Who in Bentonville. And every Wednesday is Wine Down Wednesday. 15% off every bottle of wine in the store, even if it's already on sale. But when it comes to selection, amazing prices, and unbeatable customer service, Macadoodles and Guess Who in Bentonville is second to none. Wine, beer, and spirits. Stock up for your next party, or just stop by and grab your favorite. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
High school sports in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley have never had a bigger stage. I'm Melissa Orange, host of the Varsity Vibe podcast, and every week we'll be bringing you the stories, highlights, and moments that matter most to our communities. Don't miss a beat. Subscribe to our newsletter, check out the Varsity Vibe podcast, and follow us on social media for the latest scores and spotlight features. Get it all at varsityvibearkansas.com.
Hold on, guys. I'm on the Chuck and Bo Show. Hold on.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, now more than ever, it's important to partner with a well-trained real estate professional, someone who understands all the ins and outs of the game and makes sense of all the things we read about in the real estate market every day. That's why I've partnered with Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, from the very beginning. And that's why I recommend them to you. I remember the first time I bought a home. I didn't have any idea what was going on. They did, fortunately, and they guided me through the process. They listened, and perhaps that's the most important thing. You want someone on your side of the table who understands your needs and who listens. Now, they've got offices in Northwest Arkansas. They're in Fayetteville and Bentonville. They're in the River Valley as well, in Fort Smith. You hear us talking about their office in Branson. You're going to see their yellow signs all over town, and you can log on to WeichertGriffin.com. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
When it comes to any kind of construction, you need to know and be able to depend on who you're dealing with. When it comes to your roof or a remodel, Teamwork Roofing and Construction builds everything using only the best materials, including Malarkey shingles that perform better, protect longer, and are more sustainable. Your roof is more than just shingles. It protects your home, your business, and everything inside, residential or commercial, simple or complex. Teamwork Roofing and Construction has the certified crews ready to deliver on time and on budget, treating every job like it's their own. They do what they say, show up when they say they will, and when the job's done, it's like they were never there, except for a brand new roof or a remodel. And they now do cabinetry. Get the customer care and reliability you can count on. Visit teamworkbuilt.com. That's teamworkbuilt.com. Teamwork Roofing and Construction. Built on quality, powered by teamwork.
The Chuck and Bo Show on Demand is driven by the Fayetteville Auto Part, with full replays available on YouTube and Twitter, or catch up on all 3 hours with a podcast version on Spotify and Apple. Just search The Chuck and Bo Show.
I was 6 years old. We played with a legendary quarterback, Joe fucking Ferguson. 31-7. We sent him back to home.
I thought he went all the way.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was a check swing. I didn't think it was a check swing. I thought he went around.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Oh, it's another memory right there.
Hey,
Joe smoking Ferguson.
Yeah, I didn't know.
And then later, I
Yeah.
accidentally played the Mike Tyson clip where he did go all the way. That was a show that we were lucky to bounce back from.
Yeah, well, you know,
I
you
hate
have
to bring it
days
up,
like that.
let's not go back.
Hey, by the way, Edward, you did a really good job putting that
that was
together. That
awesome.
was really, really, really well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bart went into the Wayback Machine and got.
I guess
a
so.
lot of
I
that
could.
sound.
Oh, I could tell that you went into the way back
That was
there.
team effort.
Yeah, it was. Boy, there were some classics, man.
Now he emerged. He was your show, right, on Sports Talk. Was that the first show he called?
I don't know.
I don't think he called Sports Rap back in the day.
I think he emerged at that.
It was
late.
It was later on.
Was it
during Sports Talk? The last couple of years.
We got him a ticket to the A&M, the Southwest Classic game before A&M was in the league.
Yeah.
And that's where we first
back
met.
when it was really a Southwest
in
Classic.
person.
Yeah.
That's where we first met in person because we had all these calls from Eddie, and I'd never seen him in person. And like we met, and we were like, okay, there he is, in the flesh, and then he was just he's a regular part of the show forever. When he started calling other shows, and I can't say that it originated on our show. It doesn't matter to me. But he was a fixture on the show. But I know that I would be listening to other shows like later on, a couple years later, and people didn't know what to do with this.
I know they didn't,
because you couldn't really, you didn't really have much of a conversation. You just had to let him do his deal, like his monologue, and then you could react to it.
You just needed prompts.
You could squeeze in a quick question, but not like, hey man, what do you think about the offense this week? And he would just go right back in. What they need to do is they need to play everything. Brian Adams, I got to go to that. Tupac, got to go to this.
There was a video I watched the other day. It was on Facebook, and Eddie and I'm from the same town that Eddie lived in, and so we know a lot of the same people. And somebody who had been riding with Eddie, I guess when he called your show, and he was cruising down I-40, driving with his knees and talking to you on the phone, just doing his act. And it was so awesome. And it was, there's no script. There's no nothing. He's flying down the highway. He's talking to you. He's screaming about the Hogs, and then it ended with, "Thank you for taking my call," and just went on down the road. And it was such a great video.
Yeah, man. Yeah. He was great. He was pumped, and hadn't been in great health, and we had been texting him about coming on, and he's just like, it's not a good time, and but we certainly have a bunch of. Great memories. He would have loved last night, man.
Yeah.
How about this basketball team? And everybody's thinking the same thing. I want to go back to this clip with Cal because I think everybody's thinking the same thing after, you have a game on the road that's not very good. You come home and you hammer a team. You have a game on the road that's not very good. You come home and you hammer a team.
We had a couple games that I'm disappointed about. I wish we'd have played better. And Georgia, we fought to get back in the game. Had no business being 68 or 70, whatever. So let's remember we played that game too. Then you say, well, which team are you? I don't know. I like this team and the team that played South Carolina that passed the ball.
He had another clip. I don't know if we have it, Edward, but there was so much in that radio interview with Chuck and Z last night to the crowd about passing the ball. Just pass the ball. 25 assists. I just keep telling my guys to pass the ball. And then you get 6 guys in double figures. But that is the question moving forward is and Acuff, he talked about Acuff, and I think he just told everybody, like, hey, Acuff was kind of going through the motions in the second half. And I think there's some of that to this team that they got to get more consistent with is what he's trying to say.
I've wondered sometimes, and when you play on a team with that many great players, even a guy like Acuff, does he know that, hey, if I'm not really great for the next 3 or 4 minutes, somebody's going to be. Somebody's going to do it. I'm not sure if that's the approach. I have no idea. But I thought it was interesting last night. Cal was like, he's running back down the floor with his thumbs up like he's cool and all that. He goes, no, that's not the way we do it,
I do think, they're good in opportunistic times on defense at times, but playing solid defense and being disciplined in where they are on defense is something that this team can still grow in and could really take them to another level.
I think we've got 2.5, 3 months ahead of really enjoying watching this basketball team play.
Next up's LSU.
Yeah, Saturday night.
Hopefully the winter event doesn't change it. Have a great Wednesday. It's almost 9 o'clock.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville.